Hello and welcome to our first commentary for this channel. First movie we're going to do is Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. I'm Kyle.
Better.
It is better.
The best way to experience this movie.
Yep, it is the best way to experience this movie.
And I may fight anybody that disagrees.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'd just be like...
I would.
Oh, okay. Alright, this is a 3-hour and 2-minute movie, so, if you have a copy of the movie and want to sync it up and watch it with us, or if you just want to listen to us blabber about the movie, either way, enjoy. Now, we both have our, if you want to watch it with us, we both have our DVDs synced up to 0 minutes and 0...
Keep in mind is we are not in the same place doing this. He's in one place, I'm in another. So we have to be very precise and pushing the play button to start the movie.
Exactly. So
on the dot.
Right. So we are at 0 minutes and 0 seconds. And we'll give you a minute to, if you want to sync up your DVDs, or just go ahead and pause. All right.
This journey.
Right. You should be synced up. If not, just feel free to pause the video. So we're gonna hit play on the word play. So I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1, play. So here we go.
It's a lethal weapon. We know exactly when 1, 2, 3.
Right. So
it's supposed to go down.
Have that conversation. Wait, do we go on 3 or do we go 1, 2, 3 then go? All right. So we're gonna hit in 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, and
Warner Brothers logo just came up.
Yep, seen that.
And
that's sweet Brothers logo.
Yeah, DC Comics. All right.
This is obviously the most boring part. I mean...
I don't think it's the most boring part. It's just I don't understand Bruce Wayne's dialogue, where he's like, there's a time above.
Well, of course it makes no sense because it was written incoherently like a Star Wars prequel. He's saying things that are supposed to have an impact, but it just means nothing.
I don't know. I mean, I want to give this movie more credit than that. I don't think they just made stuff up.
Oh no, I'm just busting Zack Snyder's balls.
Yeah.
He's a fine filmmaker, and sometimes I just like to...
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this is a comedy podcast. We're gonna try to make this a comedy. Yeah. Again.
Now I'm seeing it.
Showing the Waynes and Bruce and him running through the forest.
Throwing my Walking Dead fanfiction right out the window.
Oh, God, this movie.
No, it's just funny. I only recently realized that Martha Wayne was played by Lauren Cohan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I told you that I recently realized. Like, I had no idea until I saw an article that said, oh, yeah. Like, I think she did, like, a modeling shoot and said, oh, yeah, she was Martha Wayne and Dawn Justice. I had no idea.
Oh.
I barely ever got a good enough look at her face to recognize her.
Martha!
So yeah, that's why I say put my walking... Oh, Jenna Malone, we gotta credit Jenna Malone because her character's actually in this movie.
Yep. And,
I think... the damn shame. She's a very talented actress.
Yes.
I kind of wanted those Robin rumors to be true.
I did too. I think, honestly, this scene is shot, like, with the bullet casing hitting the ground and the mom. Like, I think it is kind of artistic. It just comes off more aggressive than the way I've imagined it in the comics.
I'm just imagining in an alternate universe, Bruce gets shot, and then Martha loses her fucking mind and becomes the Joker.
Yep, that.
Then is... I know it's been... I mean, that's the only reason why Jeffrey Dean Morgan's here, because if they do Flashpoint Paradox, then we're going to get to see that. Yeah. A gun-toting Batman killing the bad guys because he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, Batman does tote a gun in this movie.
Yeah, but that's a reference to something else entirely.
Right.
A really good reference.
Here's my thing. She got shot in the face. Her face should be gone.
Yeah, it totally should. That actually reminds me. This is a weird thing to segue to, but I was reading up on the production after watching Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Really bad time to bring this up. But apparently one of Mila Jovovich's stunt doubles got in a motorcycle accident that took off half her face.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, apparently, yeah, they had 2 fatal accidents on that set. One, a stunt woman, sped into, accidentally sped into a camera rig without a helmet, which took off half her face and paralyzed her arm, and it had to be amputated above the elbow. And then an on-set extra. I think it was an extra or an on-set crew member got pancaked by a Hummer.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, apparently shooting action movies are really dangerous.
Well, yeah.
That was probably a really awkward segue, but that's just what that made me think of for
I
some reason.
think this is beautiful when he's being surrounded by the bats and he gets lifted up. This is straight out of a comic book.
Better than anything Joel Schumacher could have made.
But I think this is I don't know. I just like this. I like
very
this
symbolic.
visually.
It is the right amount of symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
I mean, it's not scientifically possible, but
no, it doesn't need to be scientifically possible. We just need to use our imaginations like adults.
Don't you mean like children?
No, like kids. That's what I meant to say, like kids.
Mankind.
Why is Batman flying, Mommy? Because symbolism.
Because symbolism! And I thought this was a really cool addition to actually make Bruce Wayne there for the fight against Metropolis. Or for the fight for...
Yeah, a lot of people say this was tacked on to sort of kind of low, decrease a bit of the impact Man of Steel, like the destruction of Metropolis and Man of Steel had on viewers. But I thought it was really perfect.
I really did. I think it totally gives a reason for why this Batman hates this Superman.
Or hates Superman, is incredibly paranoid. But I just thought it was great to see it from an actual human perspective.
Yeah.
Because in Man of Steel, we really don't get to see much of the destruction from any of the human characters' real perspective, aside from Perry White and those people from the Daily Planet.
Right, but I thought
that really wasn't enough for me. I wanted to see more.
Exactly, and I like I said, I thought this was, I mean, I will give you this. Some of it shot like a car commercial, but
yeah, car commercials try to get way too colorful these days. Well, CinemaSins. This pretty much was a car commercial. They used this footage to advertise this Jeep.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Part of the extraneous merchandising marketing campaign used footage from this scene to market the Jeep Bruce is currently driving.
Oh.
Because product placement.
I don't remember that ship going through that many buildings in Man of Steel. Because that's a lot of people.
They got to get Bruce to some of the action from convenience.
Yeah. I don't know. My thing is with this, I'm no, just run away. You know what I mean? Everyone's just standing there.
Don't stand there with a deer with deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
No, run away. Your city is currently being destroyed by aliens.
Run away.
Run in terror for all that is mighty.
Now, I don't know who this guy's supposed. I don't know who this guy's supposed to be.
I don't understand why he stayed in the building.
I don't either.
Clearly enough time to evacuate everybody. Why did he stay behind? I don't understand that.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine how much of a bitch it was to basically take all of that action from Man of Steel and do it from a completely different perspective. Because it looks great, but I imagine it was a pain in the ass to make.
I thought that scene would have played better had the character just been there was no way out of the building for them. Like, they tried to run to the stairs, and that's so cool that Bruce Wayne runs into the fucking debris. Like a fucking boss.
Some people think it looks schlocky. I think it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Looks just great.
Thank God Mr. Ed survived.
Kind of. No, it's just really dusty. I swear, it's not a parody of The Mist.
Mm-hmm. Now this line coming up confused me. Is that teacher supposed to be somebody? Because she looked kind of familiar.
I do not know.
Okay.
I just imagine.
Wait. Okay. This. Just when, because the guy calls himself Wally. Here's my thing with that. Is he supposed to be Wally West? Or is that supposed to be a reference to Wally West?
I never figured it out. Now that you mention it, it's kind of ironic because Wally West becomes the Flash.
Right. So is he supposed to be Wally West?
Well, that would just be a weird way to do justice to his character because he dies.
Oh, we get another classic character who dies in a scene or two from now.
Yeah, but that one, I felt that one had less of an impact than. But the Wally West thing is less obvious.
Right.
We're probably saying Wally West. Like, who are they talking about? He's one of them.
He's the technically.
Black.
Yeah, technically the third.
Yeah. So different than like Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
Except it's the Flash. He's just a little bit cooler.
This, I love that, like, the way he looks at Superman and the way the music builds in. I just imagine as soon as we cut, he just, is like, don't worry. You'll become Robin. I honestly thought, first time seeing this movie, I honestly thought, oh, that's going to be Jenna Malone, and she's going to be Robin.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Because couldn't you see Bruce Wayne doing that?
Like, you're now my ward. Mm-hmm. You're gonna come stay in my big-ass mansion and be my sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
It's like fucking... Were you disappointed by the addition of Kryptonite into this movie?
Not at all. I thought, if you're going to borrow from The Dark Knight Returns, then you need Kryptonite.
My thing with that is, though, I was kind of like, I'm kind of sick of Kryptonite in Superman movies. Like, it's such a crutch for the writer.
It is. Well, at least it's not the one that turns him gay for a while.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, pink Kryptonite, everybody. For some reason, it makes Superman gay. Just another example of when comic books have no ideas.
Yeah.
Not that that's a weird thing. Sure, spice it up. I do things differently, but
yeah,
man, I think I backed myself into a corner.
Here's the thing: I actually like the actor who plays Jimmy, but they don't give him anything to do.
What other stuff has he done?
He's done some small movie roles.
Yeah, he's got one of those faces. It's like, have I seen? Maybe I haven't seen him somewhere. I can't remember.
But I think he could have been a good Jimmy Olsen, like a modern Jimmy Olsen. Don't make him like the bubbling side character. Just make him kind of like a relaxed, normal dude.
Yeah, but that's unfortunately one of those movies about many middle fingers to the audience.
Well, I just never understood what was the point of making him Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, he could have just been some random dude.
I thought he was. I seriously thought he was until Zack Snyder was like, "No, that's Jimmy Olsen." I'm like,
"You fucking asshats! You wasted an iconic character on this."
Yeah.
Well, maybe if they do the Flashpoint Paradox, they can undo his death, or that. I honestly don't know what that we'll get. That scene's gonna come up later, and I'll bring it up then.
Okay. I like that we actually open with Lois being an actual reporter. I think that is kind of cool because I do like Amy Adams in the role.
Oh, that I did too. Until the rest of this movie happened and made me hate the character. I don't hate Amy as the character,
Yeah.
but this movie made me hate Lois Lane.
Yeah. But you know, I think this could. I don't know. There's just the scene is so. I like the scene and I hate the scene at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those mixed ones.
It's just, you know.
Such an old-fashioned camera.
Yeah. Who uses film anymore? Like,
Hipsters and genuine artists.
but like, here's the thing: we don't get to know Jimmy. This Jimmy is a character.
No, he's just a cardboard cutout that's here for a few
Well,
minutes.
he's not even a cardboard cutout. He's a guy who shows up.
Yeah.
Cardboard cutout would be someone who's just in the movie but isn't like in it a lot. Like it isn't very deep. And I don't get it.
You really wanted to stay hidden. You could have hid that like in your shoe or something. Or if you really wanted to go the extra mile, you could have just swallowed it. You know. Like ingest that thing. Hide it under the skin. Something. Why did it have to be in your camera, dude?
Well, okay. Also, my thing with that is, does he not work for the Daily Planet? Then is he a CIA agent?
I guess there's a lot more confusion then.
Yeah, it's just. So is he a CIA agent?
I guess we'll never know. And that was the last we saw of what otherwise is a great comic book character.
Yeah. It's just fucking. I don't understand.
We never get to see him use that watch that emits a signal that only Superman can hear.
Right. You know. Comic books. I love them.
I do.
You know, but fucking. It's just. I really do like that line, though. Ignorance is not the same as innocence.
If only this character had more to do with the plot, that would have had some more impact on me.
Yeah.
Like, nope, you're just a one-note villain that's gonna get taken out of the equation pretty soon. No big deal.
Okay. Like, and this is one of the things that...
the reason why you watch the Ultimate Edition.
Because you actually get to see...
those blood splatters.
Well, that, but it also explains why people think Superman did it is because they burned the bodies.
Yeah,
because in the theatrical cut they don't show that. So like, you're like, well, why would Superman shoot them? But yeah, they burn the bodies.
Yeah, this is that extra. This is what should have been in the theatrical cut. Like, I understand that your audiences will probably have like a certain attention span. But if you're having like something interesting going on, I will sit through to the end.
Right.
Even in 2008, when I watched The Dark Knight, there were multiple times when I thought the movie was going to end, but it surprised me by there being more to the story.
Right. And, just like, I don't know, it makes more sense now that we see the bodies are burned.
Yeah.
Instead of just being shot. So.
Well, I mean, for all we know, Jason Bourne could have been there, and Superman had nothing to do with it.
You really think that Jason Bourne and Batman v Superman is in the same continuity?
Yeah, what if Jason Bourne was in this universe and then he becomes Robin?
That would be amazing.
Like you have a rather spectacular set of skills for a man on the run.
Now I hate this.
You should become my sidekick.
I hate this. Because I defended the end of Man of Steel so fucking much as a thing of like, well, he had to kill, so that way he will never kill again. And he just put that fucking guy through, like, how many layers of fucking concrete. That motherfucker's dead. He's dead.
Maybe they live by injustice logic, where they have nanomachines that make them very durable.
No. But I'm saying, like,
Well,
it completely negates the end of Man of Steel.
Oh, Iron Man's more non-lethal than this. He fucking power punches people through walls all the time.
Yeah, but again, Tony Stark wasn't a character that is like, I'm never going to kill. Tony Stark killed people all the fucking time.
No, I just said that as a joke.
Okay.
Like, he's more non-lethal than Superman because he's always power punching people and tasing. Like, he's fucking killing people left and right.
Yeah.
Well, you don't smack a guy into. You don't. Like, and he does it more in the third movie.
Yeah.
He actually uses guns in the third movie. If they're not dead, I don't know what's up.
Yeah. And this scene makes more sense now that we know that the bodies were burned, and it's like, and especially with what happens later with her character.
Yeah, this character's presence makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. And just...
I also find it interesting how these government officials just take time out of their day to do these quote-unquote hearings just to out Superman, just to throw Superman out of the bus. It's like, we probably have better things to do, like, actually helping our country, but no, we want to hold these hearings to hold a literal illegal alien under the bus.
Well, I mean, it's not like government does that anyway.
No, I just find it kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like, we have to be all political and realistic and talk about the oppressing matters, like all the wrong Superman is doing. Don't you have better things to do? Don't you have better
I thought
things?
It was weird. This is going to be the nitpickiest nitpick I ever have.
Okay.
But why is Metropolis up like 58-0?
That is an excellent question. We don't know how to sports. But
I don't know how to sport.
No, they need to set up that dumb thread later. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
If you missed it, shame on you.
The fucking bats. Oh.
Did you catch it? Did you catch it?
The bats?
No, the reference on the billboard.
Yeah, the end is nigh. The Watchmen.
Oh, it ruins it. I wanted to point it out to the audience, like, there it is. If you spotted the reference, good for you. But yeah, it's a Watchmen reference.
Fucking cops going down the stairs. Are you at that part? The cops going down the stairs now?
Yeah, we're on the same. We are on the same track.
I just want to make sure.
No, it's fine.
I'm just
pretty much practically 2,000 miles apart makes our job very, very difficult.
Exactly. I thought this was an interesting way to portray Batman. That even like even
the people that he saves are fucking terrified of him.
Yeah.
Well, I would be too. Like,
yeah.
I mean, being the realist, I probably wouldn't be freaking out as much as that. Like, oh, a guy in a bat costume just saved me. I'm humble, but if I were like a fictitious character, or actually like an existing person in that universe, and was oblivious to all my knowledge of pop culture, thought that's a guy in a bat costume who just beat the fucking shit out of these thugs.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
People complain about this, but I love that this is shot like a horror movie.
Oh yeah, I want more of this to be in the Batman.
I do too.
Like,
like I said,
this got me amped up. I scooted to the edge of my seat in theater during this sequence. Like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Where's Batman?
Yep. We talk about a great introduction.
Yes, it's like another reference to something really cool. the reference was The Dark Knight Returns that time.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh no, I know you get it. I'm just saying that for the audience. Saying like,
I fucking. Oh.
There he is.
Ah, the Ferguson Police Department.
It's like friendly fire. Is it a video game?
How do you feel about Batman branding people?
I feel that's fine.
I'm okay with it. I just wish it was more explained.
Yeah, they do a terrible way of explaining it in this, but I think it's fine. I think what better way to punish and mess up the criminals than by leaving them with a permanent mark.
The way I saw it was a thing of like Batman being able to like find informants like of people, like he would brand them to know like, okay, I know that I've talked to this person before.
That's interesting. I certainly didn't think of it that way. I always just pictured it as just a way to antagonize criminals, like a really brutal way to antagonize criminals.
Right. It's just...
And it kind of reminded me of like the 1980s Punisher movie when his calling card was those daggers with the skull emblem on the top of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it makes me think of why I'm thinking of all this obscure stuff.
Here's my thing. How did she get back to America and not notice that her book had a bullet in it? Like, she was in a fucking war zone.
Because plot.
Oh, I see Lois Lane has that weird milky color water that we have in all of our PG-13 films. Because here's my question. Why'd she have to be in the bath? Why couldn't she just be sitting on the couch?
Or take a quick shower to clear her mind.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? If you look at the water, it looks like milk.
Yeah. Because PG-13, because movie.
I've never seen water like that.
It's like those.
I do like the fact that Clark, brought her flowers. I do think that's kind of a nice little touch.
Yeah, he actually gives a damn.
Yeah.
He's not just a handsome face.
Well, I mean, he is a handsome face.
He is a handsome face. I can certainly agree with that.
I mean, god damn. But it's just, I don't know. And like, this movie is full of scenes that I really, really want to like, but I can't help but like say there's something wrong, you know?
Yeah, I do.
Oh no, Clark! Don't get in the water! Don't get in the water! You're gonna spill water all over the tiles, and then the apartment is gonna just be ruined, and you're gonna have to come in and get people to fix for water damage. I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
Oh, that shot! Gotta show us those perfect abs.
Well, I mean, I don't swing that way, but god damn. Makes me take a look at the baseball team. I like the new Batcave.
I do too. I also like the more aged Bruce. I think Ben looks very dashing with a little age thrown on him.
This is gonna be the weirdest thing. I love the grayed temples. I love the grayed temples on his side of his face.
He does it better than Reed Richards.
He does. And I like Jeremy Irons as Alfred.
Well, that's funny. It was actually the only reason I was able to get my mother to watch this film. Like, she had no interest in this movie. Like, oh, hey, did you know Jeremy Irons is going to be Alfred? Like, what? This is...
And I like that he's being a detective.
Yeah, we get a glimpse of what Matt Reeves is going to try to sell us in the Batman,
which is
Yes.
awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah. And I swear, no detective vision. Stick to tools and simple gear to help you solve those crimes. No magic vision that's going to tell you everything you need to know. Let's keep
because
our,
this newspaper means that Bruce has just recently started to do this, and why?
I think that, that's another one of these movies' kind of holes and inconsistencies.
It's not an inconsistency. It's just something that's not explained.
Well, you're right. There's just. I think I'm trying to. It's tying into my much larger issue of he's been around for a long time, yet for some reason, and it's a conflicting thing between some characters acknowledge that he's been around for a long time, others feel like he just kind of showed up.
Right.
Like there's no consistency between that. How long has he been doing this? Or because
we get to the worst fucking performance in this goddamn movie.
You know, I actually saw a video that said he would have made a better Riddler than Lex Luthor.
He was originally supposed to play Riddler. That's why he has the red hair.
Would have been great. Like he would have looked so good in that campy outfit. But nope, no dice.
Yeah.
I also find it kind of funny that they got love interest from the Wolverine to play a blank character that doesn't do jack in this movie.
She's supposed to be Mercy.
Yeah, but she doesn't do anything. This is kind of like that. That's like that slow. This is just another one of those funny turning points where apparently DC's cutting better deals than Marvel.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of like the early start of it, but just more. You just see more and more actors that have been in Marvel stuff just pouring into these DC movies.
Yeah. And why do we still have Zod's body? What were we doing with it before Kryptonite showed up?
Just doing the whole Area 51 thing. We just kept it in a bunker somewhere.
But why?
That they wouldn't let anybody in. I think that I think that's funny about what the reason I kind of find Zod's body interesting is just how it's not so much why it's there, but how much Michael Shannon fucked with the fans before the movie released.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
Absolutely.
It's like I always took him as a serious guy. Then I heard all the weird shit that he was saying about his involvement in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just, people were buying it. You guys clearly know.
Okay, I want to talk about something that happened that I really do think is kind of a nice touch, and if you blink, you miss it. When he slams his hand on the glass, he's got a stress ball that's a globe, and he was just talking about putting people under oppression. I thought that was kind of a nice touch.
Yeah, I did not notice that.
I thought that was a nice touch for the character, but
here I am going on about Michael Shannon's fuckery, and you're bringing up an excellent point.
No, you're fine, man. You want to talk about? Okay, I want to know why didn't they move? Why did they not move the site?
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of funny how they rebuilt Metropolis much faster, like just about as fast as Chicago got fixed from the third Transformers movie. Like, you can't fix that shit within months. That's going to take years.
How long is this movie taking place after Man of Steel?
18 months.
Is it 18 months?
Yeah, they show a caption that says 18 months later.
Oh, right, okay. I missed that. That's super bad green screen right there.
Yep. Even in a big budget affair like this, they have cheap green screen.
Green screen is.
What am I watching? X-Men Origins Wolverine?
No, this is better than that.
But you know the shot I'm talking about.
Oh God, yes.
Well, I mean, there were two things wrong with that, aside from the green screen, but
Yeah. Ugh. We should do a commentary on that movie sometime. No, but here's my thing. Why is he taking fingerprints? And fuck this scene.
How would
fuck
he know?
this. Fuck this bullshit. It's fucking stupid, and I hate it. That Jolly Rancher bullshit.
Hey, product placement. But at least it's not so much in your face like a Michael Bay movie.
True.
Just like, hey, here's a top of the line Jeep. Hey, here's a candy that you might be familiar with.
Yep.
Just these little things. Just these little details.
Mm-hmm. And it's just fucking like, but yeah, I don't know who. Now, who is Wally supposed to be? Like, is he just supposed to be
that guy that appears in every one of Ben Affleck's movies?
Really?
Yeah, I keep forgetting his name, but he's in a lot of Ben Affleck's recent movies. He was in Gone Girl. He was in Argo.
Both really, really good movies.
Both really good movies. More than that I can't think of right now. But yeah, Ben Affleck has made a movie recently. This guy's in it.
Yeah. I like.
This is where Matt Damon should come in, but for some reason didn't.
I don't know. No, but
actor though.
He's a good actor.
I just can't remember his name.
I like the statue of having Superman in the city. I don't like it being there before he dies.
Yeah, that should have been more like an in memorial type of thing.
Yep.
Like make a memorial to to all the unfortunate citizens that died during the incident.
Right.
But yeah, do like the Dark Knight Rises, where in memoriam of Batman's efforts to save Gotham, they made a statue in his honor. Right. They could have done the same thing.
Here's another thing why I don't get the Jimmy Olsen thing, and this is not how newspapers work. You don't go up to someone and be like,
"Newspapers works. Do not let Lawrence Fishburne fool you."
You're on sports today. That's not how that works.
Don't be taking the blue pill for Morpheus on this one.
Mm-hmm. But here's my question about why Jimmy Olsen was in this movie. The secretary girl in like the brown, her name is Jenny, and people have been referring to her as Jenny Olsen.
Huh.
So I just thought they gave, and that's why I didn't think that guy was Jimmy Olsen in the opening of the movie, because I'm like, oh, they just made Jimmy Olsen a girl. Okay.
But she doesn't really do anything in this either.
Well, yeah, but like,
I mean, she's with the Daily Planet bunch in Man of Steel, and then she's kind of back here.
Right.
Not really.
You know.
Like, if you're going to give us supporting characters, have them do stuff.
Yeah.
Like Clark is, trying to be a journalist.
Yeah. How do you feel about Gotham and Metropolis being across the bay from each other? That feels weird to me.
I think it's kind of fitting. I mean, it's really established that all these major cities where all these major superheroes that we're familiar with are within a drive's distance of each other.
Now, this is a scene I like. Of Clark actually being a reporter.
Yeah, I would have liked to see this, because then it validates his interest in studying the city of the Bat makes more sense. It's like he's obsessed all of a sudden, and this gives us more context for that.
Mm-hmm. Sir, you've just ruined that lottery ticket. You've just ruined that lottery ticket.
He's probably got like a stack of them under his chair. It's probably what he does all day.
And this is a nice touch. I like having this. Bruce being like, do this into the boxer, and then he wins.
I just find it funny that even though he's trying to be incognito, not a single person in there recognizes him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna do suspension of disbelief, and it's just like an underground of criminals that don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I think a nice touch would have been like if they took a page from Batman Year One, where he actually, took on disguises, or The Dark Knight Returns even, where he disguised himself to blend in sometimes.
He does have an, hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Because I know he does have another identity.
Because I thought that was a really nice comics. Like, hey, he's not always dressed up in batsuit. Sometimes he uses disguises. Actually, the Punisher
Matches Malone. That's what it is. He has Matches Malone, so I don't know why they didn't just do that.
I mean, let's comb your hair a different way. Maybe put on some prosthetics or something. Just something, man. At once, the person could say, like, "Oh, wait, that's Bruce Wayne."
Yeah.
And I absolutely love Lawrence Fishburne in these movies.
I do too.
He's the right amount of sarcastic, not your typically racist, sassy black man. Just a very snarky boss.
Right.
The kind of snarky superior that Lawrence Fishburne plays well.
And I love that. It's like, crap, people have been able to identify it. It's a bullet. Comes out of guns.
Yeah.
And I like that Lois Lane's story in this is that she's actually a reporter.
Yeah, I will give her a little bit of credit that she's actually doing stuff.
Right.
She isn't sitting in the office all day looking pretty and all that stuff. Like, she's actually going out there doing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel that's really good for her character. I mean, it still doesn't try to one of the things I can appreciate about the character and Amy Adams' portrayal.
Right.
Not discussing my disapprovals, my dislikes, but
I mean, fun fact, she was originally, she was in an episode of Smallville?
I did.
Fun fact for you.
There's a lot of actors out there that have done some obscure stuff here and there.
Yeah. Oh, man,
I think if my memory is correct, they actually Henry Cavill and Amy Adams both screen tested for their respective roles long before Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, they both tested in Superman Returns.
Yeah, and I thought, no fucking way. And I actually kind of liked the Superman outfit from that pack that they had Cavill test in. Had kind of like an armor-like metallic build to it, and I thought that was actually really cool.
Yep.
Why did they scrap that design? It looked really neat.
The one from Superman Returns?
No, I remember seeing images. They had an alternate suit that they had Cavill test in.
Oh, okay.
And it was kind of reminiscent of what he wears in the New 52.
Okay.
I thought, why did they scrap this design? It looked really neat. But I do like the one that he currently wears in this universe.
Yep. I really don't like Eisenberg in this scene.
I think he's doing what any rational actor would do. Do the best you can. Either do the best you can with the material that's provided, or know that you're talented enough that you can ham up the scene and get away with it.
Okay.
And it's clearly the latter.
Right.
He's clearly talented enough that he can ham up this scene and clearly get away with it.
Exactly.
It's like Paul Giamatti in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
He knew the material. He had to work with a great actor, given a shit role, and just hammed that stuff up.
Yeah. And this is where we set up the jar of piss setup, which...
This just makes me want tea. This just makes me want sweet iced tea.
Yeah.
You mentioned, it's like, tea is a nice beverage. I like it.
Yeah.
So why do you have to make a piss metaphor out of it?
And, I don't know, it's... It's interesting. It's interesting.
It certainly is.
I don't know how I feel about the dream sequence here.
I think. Well, it just seems out of place.
Well, number one, you don't know it's a dream sequence.
Yeah.
And I like.
This clearly could have been like that scene from like the original Tim Burton film.
I honestly don't know whether having the stained glass angel in the thing there, having the colors be of a blue outfit with red wings. I don't know whether that's cheesy or secretly brilliant.
That's another little detail I did not notice.
Yeah, if you look at it, the angel guarding stained glass window has an angel with blue outfit and red wings. I don't know, was that supposed to be a reference to Man-Bat?
I hope to God not.
I love the fact there's just a random girl in Bruce's bed that never gets brought up again.
It's his character. This is what he does.
Yep.
It's like we really don't see much of that in Nolan's trilogy. I mean, we see a little bit of it, but not like a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
It's like, so he brought those girls to that one restaurant in Begins. So he took the entire ballerina on a boat in the sequel.
Mm-hmm. I just love the fact that there's just a girl in his bed, never gets brought up again.
Yeah, then we get to see the billionaire facade at work.
Yes. Well, I'm pretty sure it's not a facade if you do it. Like, I could have the facade of a drug dealer, but if I start sticking needles in my arm and shooting up heroin, or drug addict, I should say.
I guess you're right. I suppose you're right.
But
and right back to detectiving, because that's what it does.
Yeah, I do like. We missed it, but I do like the line ripped straight from The Dark Knight Returns, which is, continue drinking like this, the next generations of Waynes won't have a wine cellar. There is a next generation.
Well, yeah, I do like that, and it's. I like what little they can do to pay respects to the comic book.
Yeah.
Because this is a big deal for me. When I found out that they took loose inspiration from The Dark Knight Returns, I was set to love this movie even more.
I love this.
I love the bat suit.
Him looking at the bat suit.
Well, I love it. Well, I love it first because it's a very practical outfit.
Robin,
made entirely of fabric. Not a rubber manufactured suit, not an armored suit made completely of place that the fucking crew had to replace every other scene. Just a simple fabric suit that he just slipped right into and kicked a ton of ass in. Perfect timing. Speak of ass.
No, but I love.
I can't help myself.
No, but do you think that was Robin, like Tim Drake's Robin suit, or do you think that was Jason Todd's or Dick Grayson's?
Seeing how similar, I'm definitely in the Jason Todd boat.
I am too.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Red Hood makes an appearance sometime in the near future.
Why doesn't Clark know who Bruce Wayne is?
This is an important question. Well, that also kind of just brings up my problem with the whole his frustrations with Batman's methods. It's like, hang a second. Batman's been around for decades. Mm-hmm. You grew up in Metropolis, a neighboring city to Gotham. You mean to tell me you never once heard any of the stories? Well, I fucked up. Kansas, not Metropolis until later. But you mean to tell me that you not once, like, I don't know. It just seems awfully strange that he didn't hear of this guy until now.
Right, of Bruce Wayne.
I jumbled my words, but there was an excellent point in what I'm
there was an excellent point in what I said. You just have to find it.
There's clearly not a whole lot of excuses as to why Clark doesn't know who Batman is.
Well, it's not
has
even
it-
Batman. It's just like he doesn't know.
Yeah,
He doesn't
heard
know.
of the Bat Vigilante or heard of Bruce Wayne?
Mhm. You know.
I'm really jumbling my words. I completely
Hi,
fucked
Wonder
up.
Woman. Can't wait to see you in your better solo film.
Which was amazing.
But yeah, it's just you know, and I don't know. I don't like Eisenberg in this movie, but I love fucking Ben Affleck. He's so fucking good.
That's one of my biggest defending points when I say you watch this movie.
Yeah.
Watch it for what little Batman you get to see. Yeah. Everybody raised their torches and pitchforks.
I love how good he can act drunk. Like like how good at acting like he's drunk he is.
Probably not far from how he is in real life. Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
We respect the Batfleck on this channel.
No, I was making a real word. I was making a very.
I know.
But no, I have a lot of respect for this man.
I do too.
So when everybody raised their pitchforks and said, "No, we don't want Daredevil playing Batman," hey, that's in the past. Have you seen what this man has done in recent years?
Yeah.
This is gonna fit him like a slipper.
Oh God, yes.
And it did. Yeah, I love it.
So good. I don't know why they decided to play Lex Luthor like I don't know. What would you compare him to?
I would compare. He really gives me like an Edward Nygma vibe.
He does.
Because he has that complex where he has to feel superior.
Hey, Wonder Woman.
The Riddler, it's an intelligence complex. It's like, oh, I need to prove that I'm the smartest around. World's greatest detective, I need to prove that I'm better than him. Yeah. In this, it's a God complex. I think it's like I do not believe God is an all-powerful being. So I need to become better than God.
Right. Well,
though it's completely parallel to each other. They just fucked up the execution by just picking the wrong characters.
Well, also, what we missed it, but one of my favorite lines in this film is when Bruce looks at Diane and he's like, "Pretty woman, bad habit. Don't quote me on that." I love that line. It's so Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's very fitting and a good testament of what he can do in this role.
I love this scene too of them actually talking and like kind of testing each other. You know, it's two kind of big dogs being like, "No, who's gonna back?" And then
it's almost kind of like in a subtle sense they're figuring it out.
Yeah, and then of course fucking Lex shows up to ruin the goddamn scene. It's just fucking goddamn. I don't fucking.
It's like Mark Zuckerberg if he was more of an asshole.
I mean, it is. It is.
I'm typically talking about the social network, not the real life Mark Zuckerberg. Please don't ruin my Facebook experience or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just, I like, but again, Affleck's perfect in this role. Here's the thing. I think all of the casting is good except for Eisenberg.
I can agree.
Because there isn't, aside from Eisenberg, there isn't really a performance where I'm like, oh. But yeah, it's just fucking like, and then just, and she looks so good in that dress.
I had to stand there and tip him off.
She looks so good in that dress. I'm sorry, I just have to bring that up. Like, it's not like a sex thing. It's just like she looks great in it.
No, I think that's a fair thing. I think we're mature enough to say, hey, they look nice. We can compliment that.
Yep. And
we're not a bunch of underage kids who let our wings do the talking.
Exactly. But no. Although, okay, how do you feel about this scene coming up in like a few seconds? This. Because Zack Snyder said this scene was meant to show Superman being surrounded by all of the dead body, all of the people who died in the Metropolis fight. Do you think that comes through within the scene, or do you think there could have been a better way to show it?
I think they could have done better by making it more colorful. This is him in action. This is him doing what he does, helping people.
Well, that's a problem I have with a lot of Zack Snyder films, is that the color's so drained.
Yeah, and I think that's fine when it's balanced.
Right.
Some scenes should have it, some shouldn't. This is not a scene that needs it. Yeah. Again, we are seeing Superman doing what he does, helping people in need.
Right.
And in the way it's presented, comes off brooding, like he feels burdened by what he's doing.
Right.
He doesn't feel like he's feeling brought down or something kind of like emotionally impacted in a way that just makes him feel like it comes off like the opposite of how it's supposed to be. Like, make that color scheme better, make him look a little bit more proud of what he's doing, and I feel like that the impact, I think it would have definitely come off the way Snyder intended.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna hate me, but I don't like this kind of intercut of like people talking about Superman. You know what I mean?
I'm not a huge fan of it either. I feel like it should have just been like a straight montage of him helping people.
Right.
Just let that awesome score play. Show us that colorful footage of him doing what he does. That's it. That's what I would like to see. But no, we get shafted and after they're like, oh, we have to talk about the real life, the real reality of Superman being in our world, and here's how we drive her home. Even more, let's get real life person Neil deGrasse Tyson to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we get it. The idea of Superman living amongst man is controversial. It's a sensitive topic.
I do like this exchange coming up. This one. I love that. You know, where he's like, should there be a Superman? And she just goes, there is. You know, it's not a thing of like, it's not a hypothetical anymore. You know?
Well, I agree. I mean, no one expected this to happen, and now that it is, we just have to live with it.
Yep.
It's a part of our world now. We have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like all the other heroes in the world. They're a part of our world. We just don't know it yet, but they're a part of it. We have to accept that. We have to accept that there's a much bigger picture to what happens around us. Mm-hmm. And there are people that do something about it.
You know, but
people think, do we really need Superman now? And then there's going to come a time where they're like, oh yeah, we definitely need Superman.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't. We definitely need him. We just didn't know it yet.
Exactly. Why is Jenna Malone wasted in this movie?
It really frustrates me. Because then there were the rumors that she was going to be in the movie, and then I found out, like, oh, she's in the movie, but I saw, and she's not in it, though.
Mm-hmm.
They wasted her on this. Like, she does a great job with what time she gets, but they wasted her.
Yeah.
Yes. She could have been a great Robin. She could have been a great, actual character in this universe.
Yep.
But nope. DC, please retcon her presence.
And that's another thing that doesn't make sense, because, okay, if it's news that, okay, the Bat brand is a thing, then how are there all these articles already about, like, it's a death sentence in prison? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, it's just, it's I don't understand the connection there. Like, And I'm not trying to be an asshole, like, oh, this movie. I'm like, I want to understand. I don't get it from the movie.
There are just some things that just don't make sense, I suppose.
Yeah. And I would be fine with that, but again, it never really comes up again. The Bat brand. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, of course it comes up again at the end of the movie, but then apparently Bats is better than that now.
Yes.
For some reason. I'm also not too eager that they waste their one F-bomb on this.
I think it works.
I think they could have used it for a much better time, like, oh shit moment. Wink, wink. Yeah, no. No.
I think it works.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I get it.
But, I don't know. I just... I honestly feel... Here's the thing. I'm all for, like, adult, mature superhero stories. But I don't think this scene needs to be in a Batman v Superman movie.
Alright. They could have easily just did like a news bit saying like, "Oh, this guy got shivved in prison."
Right. Cause it doesn't. It's just it's.
Hey, they just be lucky that Frank Castle isn't in there, or he would have killed them all.
Yeah. Harry Lennox, why aren't you in this movie more?
His movie.
I still think he's Martian Manhunter.
Oh, you think you secretly think on the inside he's John Johns?
I do think that he's Martian Manhunter. Tell me he wouldn't be an awesome Martian Manhunter.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool if we did get Martian Manhunter in the future. I just don't know if we are going to get him. Oh, it's still up in the air if we're ever going to get Green Lantern back.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you can move right under Jon Stewart. Nobody would blame you.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I want Kyle Rayner.
Okay. I really can't say much. I grew up with Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan.
I grew up with Kyle Rayner, so.
Like, my youth was watching Justice League, and that was my real first introduction to Green Lantern and Jon Stewart, and then I learned about Hal Jordan, and I grew up watching material with him. Like, that was my upbringing. Well,
for me, the Justice League is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Wally West Flash, Kyle Rayner Green Lantern, and fucking long-haired badass Aquaman. And Martian Manhunter.
Alright, I can dig it. I can...
Yep.
Sure, they don't...
And of course, we're seeing this for Jon Stewart.
I do find him funny. I was never really a dedicated viewer of the show.
That's because you're too damn young.
No, even in his last years, I just wasn't a dedicated viewer. My mother is. She's a big fan of Trevor Noah and his work and what he's doing with the show today.
Yeah, I mean, I like Trevor Noah, but at the same time,
he's a funny guy. As long as we're getting the big topics across in a way that people can understand.
Right. And again, like, Gal Gadot, I think, is actually really, really good in this movie.
Before it released, I had my doubts. Kind of like, wait, you want to get that? You want to get that bland sex appeal from the Fast and Furious movies to be Wonder Woman? I'm kind of skeptical.
If I ever get a chance to talk to Gal Gadot, I would just have to say, I am sorry, I doubted you, I was being a real jerk, and I apologize.
I would do the same thing. I owe her a big apology.
Oh yeah, she's amazing in this and in Wonder Woman.
And then Ben, I would just give a big old hug and say thank you.
I don't know if I would want to hug Ben Affleck, just because I feel like he'd punch me in the face. I'd be like, I just want to shake your hand.
Oh no, I couldn't. I would just give him a big old hug. He's one of my role models.
Yeah.
I can't help. Like, yeah, I would be obligated to be professional and shake his hand, but no, I just give him a hug.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a big goofball. Let's hug it out. Let's be like Christian Bale and Tom Hardy on the set of The Dark Knight Rises. Let's just hug it out.
No, like I love
pictures.
So, do you think Bruce, when he's like, I've met women like you, do you think he's referring to Catwoman or Poison Ivy or Harley?
I think I have to agree. I think it's a nice nod to the femme fatales of his world.
Right.
But I mean, it's up in the air who he could be referring to.
Yeah. And if you look on her earrings, they're actually shaped like thunderbolt, like bolts of lightning.
I do notice that.
Oh, we get to talk about this awesome, and I mean, like, it's an awesome scene. It is a good scene. It's not a good Batman scene.
No, it's a great scene. It's just confusing as hell.
If you saw just that scene online as like a short film, that would be one of the best short films ever made.
I want to treat it as such, because it's just, oh my god, it's fucking epic. And I love his outfit.
I do too! It's Mad
like,
Max Batman!
Yeah, it's Batman meets the Road Warrior! And it's fucking sweet.
Oh my god. And then of course,
I need to get a bat suit and that kick-ass duster, and that's what I'll go through for Comic-Con.
Yep. And I love the Omega symbol.
Yeah, we all know what that's a nod to. They're foreshadowing it.
Man, even the DC movies are foreshadowing Thanos.
Well, this is one. Well, it's just one of those. It's one of those moments where they intelligently foreshadow.
Right. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah. Not a huge loss if it flies over your head.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the other references scattered throughout this movie.
Yeah.
I also like the little details on his outfit. If you notice, his rifle has a playing card on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
As a little nod to his arch nemesis.
Yep.
I also kind of like the bullet holes on there. So he's kind of been through some battles.
Yep.
Like, there was a lot of detail in this outfit alone that tells you there's some history.
I want a hot toy of that figure.
Yeah, well, they actually did release an exclusive print of that. That's how I noticed the card detail. It's like, oh, I never noticed that. And then I watched the movie again, and actually, you do see it. You can see little bits of it on screen.
Where is it on the gun?
It's on the stock of the weapon.
Okay, and it's a playing card.
Yeah, it's a playing card as a reference to the Joker.
Right. That's cool.
But yeah, Hot Toys did actually do did an exclusive limited run of that version of Batman. I don't know if they still have like a few left, right. But I do know it's going to cost you a pretty penny to get your hands on it from somebody else. Oh. But I would pay that money.
Yeah.
I love that outfit.
It's so fucking good. That's weird that he wants to homage the Joker on his gun, though.
Yeah, it's kind of, well, like I said, you can tell from this outfit alone, there's a lot of history here from wherever this takes place.
And here's the thing. I'm very much against Batman killing people, but this scene, this shot, it's one shot.
Yeah, I know, it's a fucking lot taken, I loved it. It's so well done. This is like a John Wick style long This is how you frame an action scene, damn it.
Yep. And Batman just breaking that guy's neck.
Yeah. If you want to be ballsy, try to do it in one long take, but if you can, split them up a little bit, but this is how you do it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know he's the baddest when it takes, like, a super power punch to knock his ass out.
How hot... Here's my thing. Why is he wearing the Batman cowl in, like, the really, really hot desert?
Because it looks cool. Just okay. I think it's basically just a bat suit, but he throws a duster over it. Look, it looks cool. It probably must have been a bitch to make. Like, we have to take... All right, we're going to take the bat suit and we're going to stuff it all under a trench coat.
Well, the pants are just regular cargo pants.
Yeah. But, oh my god, this...
Although his reaction is great. He pulls the mask off and the look on his face is so good. Now, do you think this is going to be paid off in Justice League?
I don't know if it will. I got a feeling this is like them being ballsy and like trying to like announce like a future movie.
Okay. And then we got to talk about this.
Oh, we got to talk about this.
She's the key. But it's just fucking.
No, this looks cool on camera, but
makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but it also looks really dorky if you see the behind the scenes for it.
Do you think...
He wasn't even wearing a costume. That's all mocap.
Oh, dang. Here's my thing. With this.
Okay,
Are we going to see the reverse of that? Are we going to see him try to go back?
Back to the past.
Are we going to see him show up in Justice League again? Because he says, I'm too soon. So do you think...
Are we going to get a scene where he does just that?
Where he goes to Bruce in Justice League from the future.
That's a possibility. The reason why it's so confusing is that they're trying to be ambiguous and set something up. I feel they're going to try to set up like a mashup of like the Flashpoint Paradox meets Injustice, where you have some alternate timeline where things go to shit and Superman's like a dictator, like an authoritative figure like he is in Injustice, and hybrid all of that together into...
Right.
I think it could be really neat if done right.
I don't want evil Superman.
Like I said, I think it could be good if done right, but I'm hesitant to say that because I know it can't be done right. As cool as that little sequence is, there is a very, very slim percentile chance that they could do it right.
Well, I want Superman to just be fucking Superman.
Yeah. Be all that stuff we remember from those serials in the 40s.
Well, not that, but I'm saying like the animated series.
Faster than a speeding bullet, leaps tall.
You want to know what? You want to know an interesting thing about this clip?
Go ahead.
This was used as Ben Affleck's nomination for a Golden Razzie Award as Worst Actor.
What?
This clip. Which, I don't take much stock in the Oscars, let alone the Razzies. So, but like, at the same time, I'm like, really? This scene? He's good in this scene.
He's one of the best parts of this movie.
Yeah.
Just the back and forth between him and Jeremy Irons is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Look, I only gave only on 2 occasions did I give a damn about Razzies and Oscars. Razzies was during Halle Berry's speech. Oscars, when DiCaprio finally got what he deserved.
Exactly.
2 times. Just the 2.
This is literally, this scene is my favorite scene in the movie. I love it. Because you totally...
When I think of the Bruce Wayne scenes, I always think of this one.
Yeah. Now, do you think he's referring to Dent there? When he's like 20 years in Gotham, we've seen what promises are worth, how many good guys are left, how many stayed that way?
I think it is. I think it could be like I think it could be kind of his history with well, from the beginning of his career up until that point, with the police, maybe some other allies he's had,
Right.
and all the different villains he's encountered.
Yeah.
I think it could be hinting at that, and we could probably get more exposition on that in the Batman.
Right.
But we're not really sure. It's like there's always a wife and a kid.
But I actually like the fact that Clark gets to see the family of the guy that Bruce technically gave a death sentence to.
Yeah, we get to see the collateral from Clark's perspective.
Yeah. You know.
I mean, you can I mean, sure, you can punch Batman, but he isn't going to go down like a bitch with one punch.
Yeah. Clicks his magic heels and goes back to Kansas.
It's funny even after all this bullshit, somehow Clark still has a job.
Yeah.
How come Harry hasn't fired him yet? Oh, here we go. Now we're getting to another good scene.
It's a good scene.
It's a good scene.
It's a good scene. Because it's basically Batman just not giving a flying fuck.
Well, that's another good way they pay respects to the comic book is paying attention to that detail from that part of his personality where he just stopped giving a shit.
Right.
It's great.
Oh my god. It's so beautiful. And the score.
There it is.
So fucking good.
There was another reference in that shot, audience.
Yeah.
See if you can point it out.
Fucking just like. And I was like, oh well. Thank God it's just a tracker. Thank God Batman isn't gonna kill anybody in this scene.
Yeah, just imagine if he actually just like shot somebody with that. Like, wait, what did I just walk into?
Yeah.
Was this supposed to be a Batman movie? Then how come he's killing people?
Well, I mean, he does kill people in this scene.
Well, it's like it'd be funny. It's like Frank Castle decked him, just donned the bat suit. It's like I'm Batman now. I'm gonna kill bad guys. It's like, well, I'm like that pussy. No,
people in that car are dead. They're dead.
Yeah.
They're
they
dead.
Okay, fucking deads.
And if they're not dead, they're dead now.
They're probably brain dead. There's a difference.
It still has the word "dead" in the title.
Oh, they're still breathing though.
Jeez. Yeah, they're dead. Or this scene. Those guys are dead. Well, maybe they're alive because that hit more the back seat.
Maybe.
It's and that guy is dead. He's dead. No. Wait a minute. I have to rephrase that. I would declare him dead, but there's nothing left of the body. It's just, oh my god. But like I said, this chase, you know, I don't
had a problem with this. I had no problems with this.
My thing is like, I'm fine with this Batman kind of killing people. It's just it hasn't been earned for me because we haven't seen him in a solo movie yet.
Right.
This feels like a character who's been through like
a lot of shit.
Like, you know, he's a character who's been through a lot of shit, but we haven't been with him on it, so we can't, you know.
Well, I think for me, it's just they took another bit from the comic book and just kicked it up to 11.
Right.
And that's kind of and that could be an issue for some people because, like you said, it hasn't really been earned yet. We don't really have a lot of context for that.
That one guy just got ran over. Did you see that? The guy on the far right of the truck that Batman ran into? Yeah.
All the damage he's doing, it makes me feel like I'm playing Arkham Knight all over again.
Oh God, yes.
Just fucking up the streets of Gotham like I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but just again, I like the new Batmobile though.
Yeah, I mean, that first image that they released of it wasn't really much to go on. I thought the design, it seemed kind of flat. But then I saw then I got to see the full vehicle. Thought, hey, that's actually really cool looking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a it's kind of like the best of both of most of the Batmobiles that have been made, like the Tumbler from the Nolan trilogy and the Knight, with some of that Bat-like flair from the Burton films.
Right.
It's kind of like this nice collage of all these different Batmobiles in one vehicle.
Right. And it's just...
But,
and that line makes no sense since the political cartoon. In the station. Next time they shine your light in the sky.
Well...
Do you bleed? And I love that Superman looks at him like, really, dude?
A lot of people bitch about the voice synthesizer too.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it so much.
Well, it just makes him sound more antagonizing.
It does, and it makes more sense.
Well, it reminds me of, it's like the Nolan trilogy, and it even reminds me of the Spider-Man, the new animated series.
Did you see that? How cool that was? That shot went from completely CG to completely practical.
Very seamless transition. God, seriously, I love that suit. But no, it's
I think he looks so much cooler without the cowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shots are nice. I just like that it's a fabric suit, so it's not like this thing that's supposed to artificially make him look beefier. Like, what you're looking at is 100% Ben.
That is 100% Affleck.
That is. But yeah, the point I was making earlier was... Yeah, I really like the synthesizer because it makes him more antagonizing, but it makes sense because he would want to cloak his voice so people could recognize him.
Right.
Because you think, given the age of technology we live in today, you could probably, decode, if you went the extra mile, could decode his voice to figure out who he was. That's another way of disguising it.
Right.
So it kind of reminds me of the Nolan films or even Spider-Man, the new animated series, where both those where Batman and Spider-Man, respectively, would change their voices to sound different so they wouldn't be recognized. I think that's a really nice detail.
It is.
And then...
It's just, yeah.
I would love to be able to get my hands on one, though. That'd be really cool if I could get myself a synthesizer so I could sound just like Batman. Somebody needs to make a replica cow with one of those built in there, and I will buy it.
They did.
Really?
Yeah. For 9-year-olds.
Yeah, I got my hopes up. I wanted to buy a high-quality replica cow with a synthesizer built into it. I would pay a reasonable sum to get it. Just so I could dress like Batman, and I would be the whole package. I'd have the look, I'd have the voice, all of it.
Would you go out and fight crime?
Hell no. Not as Batman, at least. If I was going to go fight crime, I would be the Punisher. Frank Castle is my pilot. So, I do things this way.
So, yeah, it's just...
It's kind of funny how he decided to visit his mom out of the blue in his suit and everything.
Yep.
It's not like anybody could pass by in any second what's Superman doing over there?
Why is Clark dressed like Superman?
It's like, oh shit.
But yeah, it's just.
Oh, here we go.
And having her show up again and then being intimidated by Lex's goons.
These were the...
What? And having her show back up. I don't want to get into the lull of just having us watching the movie and giving no commentary.
No, what are you talking about? I'm still talking. I just had a brain fart and didn't say anything for, what, like a minute?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're totally
fine.
We're totally professionals at this.
We totally are.
But yeah, so we find out about the bullet, so that connects Lex to the crime. My thing is, like, why won't he testify though? Like, Lex isn't a well, I guess the equipment would be classified. And then here's the thing: how did Lex know that Superman would be in the desert? Like, how did
really
he?
is classified anyway. We live in an age of information. We know everything.
Yeah.
I jokingly say that.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, sir. Do you think your case has a leg to stand on? I mean, will you stand for the prosecution? I mean,
No, it's like that bit from Family Guy where Peter could not stop making references to about legs to a man in a wheelchair.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But this scene is from the Ultimate Edition, right? Only not from this scene we're on now. I think this is only from...
This is from the theatrical cut, but we're coming.
Okay.
I don't know. I've seen this so many times. The lines blur a bit, so it's kind of hard to remember. Wait, what did they cut out?
Right.
What's part of this version that wasn't in the others?
And it's just... I remember this was in the theatrical, and I had no idea what they were talking about.
It's like meaningless dialogue that's flying over our heads. That's not a big. Hopefully, it's not important.
Well, I mean...
I find it interesting that he just sends his non-talking secretary to take a seat for him.
Does she have a single line in this movie?
I think she has like one or two. It's just kind of distracting for me because I remember her just as love interest in the Wolverine.
I have. How did Bruce not been getting shown these?
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense later on when we find out who was sending those.
Well, you think he was very close and willing to help that guy.
Right.
He should have immediately known that something is up when the checks are being sent back.
Well, he didn't know they were being sent back. He just found that out right now.
Well, what I'm saying, like, he was close to that person. He should have immediately known.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of like, oh, why am I just finding out about this? Like, if you were close to this person, you should have known what's going on and didn't need somebody to tell you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Right. This is why you don't stand close to the tracks, okay, people?
Just watch this or House of Cards, and you'll know never to stand this close to the tracks.
Exactly.
Don't ever stand close to the tracks and wait for the C train.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a terrible one on my part. I could have done that better.
You know, it's just, you don't do that. Here's my question. Why did Superman land at the bottom of the stairs?
'Cause movie?
But, like, if I'm Superman, like, wouldn't you want to fly to the top so you wouldn't have to walk? I mean, you fly there and you're like, oh, let me walk up all these stairs.
Let me do human things.
Yes. But are you getting ready for the jar of piss scene?
I'm always ready. I'm always ready for schlock.
Are you always ready for a jar of piss?
I mean, not literally. I mean, figuratively, I am. Because this, what you call piss, I call schlock.
No, there's literally a jar of piss in this scene, remember?
What?
There's literally a jar of piss in this scene, remember?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that. I know.
We're gonna have to talk about a jar of piss in a Batman v Superman movie.
Aside from the one that Zack Snyder figuratively left on this movie.
Oh,
I said it.
Sick burn by people who are significantly less wealthy and successful than he is on him.
Right now, who knows? The tables could turn any day now.
Hey.
What am I saying?
Hey, I like Zack Snyder, dude. I love Zack Snyder.
No, I do too. I just like to bust his balls.
Exactly.
From 300 to Watchmen, and then this.
It's just, I don't understand.
I try to forget Sucker Punch because after several viewings, it still makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
It's a visually stunning movie, but it makes no sense.
It's a music video.
Yeah, it's basically a glorified music video.
Why? So how do you feel about the jar of piss?
I felt it's just, we get it. No need to bat us over the heads with it. He could have easily just left like a card or something on the desk and get the same impact. Why did we need a jar of piss to drive it home?
Mm-hmm. But it's just... Seeing this in the theatrical cut, I didn't get why Superman didn't know it was there. In the Ultimate Edition, it makes sense, but it raises more questions.
Yeah.
When we get to it. But I thought this was a nice moment of him just standing there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you let your family die. And I totally buy Bruce Wayne wanting to kick the shit out of Superman.
Yeah, I'd probably be the same way. Like, too much bad shit has happened because of you. Someone needs to put you in your place.
Right. And I like this moment where they actually show Superman actually helping people.
And it isn't moody or anything.
Yeah.
It's just played straight.
You know, and Superman just being like, I can't... Even when I try to defend... Even when I try to, like, go and talk to people, people die.
Well, this is how they should have presented the montage. Just in this plain color scheme, and this plain neutral color scheme, and just helping people.
Yep.
And not looking so moody and brooding about it.
Mm-hmm. And him just going away.
So cheer up, you're doing good.
Yep. And I actually like the idea that he just kind of goes away. He's just like, I can't, I'm just gonna leave.
It's like...
Why is Bruce having Alfred cut up wood? Like, he's a billionaire.
I guess he believes in eco-friendly solutions, doesn't feel like using natural gas.
Guess.
I guess it's old. I probably would do the same thing. It's old fashioned.
I actually do like Bruce Wayne's house. I don't know if we talked about that. I actually like the fact that he lives here, like right over the Batcave.
Yeah, it's kind of like a. Yeah, I do. I kind of do like that detail. It's
like he could never get away from it.
I wonder if he has like the '60s show has like a pole that he slides down to get in the Batcave.
No. Brood man.
If he did, that would be really cool. But I can only dream.
I'm pissed. I am
nice
pissed. We did not get to see this action scene.
Yeah, that breaks me up. That they did not shoot an action sequence for this, and that bums me out.
I am disappointed.
I wanted to see more Batman ass kicking.
Yeah,
they really make you wait for it in this.
They do. They give you a little taste.
Give you a little taste tester.
But that's about it.
Like if you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I kind of was hoping for when I heard about the Ultimate Edition. Ooh, are we finally getting to see that action sequence of him breaking the LexCorp? No.
There is no action scene to break in the LexCorp.
They didn't shoot anything. They just got our hopes up.
Mm-hmm. I do like the fact that Bruce left the Batarang, because that's the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Because Luthor could probably analyze the shit out of that and be like, oh, it's developed by Wayne Industries. Or what if Alfred uses a label maker and says Bruce's don't touch?
No, just what if on the other side, the one we don't get to see, just said property of Wayne Industries.
Property of Bruce Wayne.
That'd be funny if all of his gadgets just said that. It's just little printed labels on them.
Yes.
No wonder why his suit and utility belt are so secure.
Exactly.
If anybody gets their hands on his shit, his secret's out.
It's over. It's just over at that point. I don't like this. I don't like this part of the movie where Superman just goes away.
Well, my problem with it is that Man of Steel was about him finding his way and becoming Superman.
Yeah.
And in this, it completely undoes all of that progress so we can have another finding his way moment.
Right.
He's Superman. He knows he's Superman and knows what he's supposed to do. And just because of one accident, he loses all of that faith and has to rediscover it.
Right. Yeah. How did Lex know that putting the fingerprints on it would lead him to this?
Maybe the Flash dropped the script on his desk and said, "Read this."
Oh, okay. And also, the computer identifies him as, "You're not Zod. Who are you? Lex Luthor." And doesn't shoot him immediately. Dead.
Yeah, we're clearly shown in Man of Steel that these ships have security measures for intruders. Were those on a smoke break or something during this movie?
Yeah. Were they just
apparently there's an intruder in the ship. Right, it's nah, we'll get to it when we get to it.
It's fine.
It's.
I love that.
They were just burning one down. It's fine. I every time I just can't help but feel bad for Jesse Eisenberg. Every couple of times during this movie,
Yeah.
I just feel bad for him.
Jesus fucking Christ, Affleck, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I seriously look at him trying to hide all that muscle under his street clothes. Like, there's no hiding that, man. You are a monster, and that is awesome, but kind of scary at the same time.
Right.
We don't see Bat Bale doing this.
No. I mean, he's fucking huge. But, like, again,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Even, like, a shot of him with the goggles that's going to come up here in a minute, he still looks like Bruce Wayne to me.
Yeah. Well, I like that there's the brewing side to him, and then there's the side, and then there's the different sides of the character that we get to see.
Like here, he looks like Bruce Wayne in that shot. Exactly, like how I have kind of imagined an older Bruce.
Now, if only I was willing enough to dedicate myself to that kind of exercise to get back into shape.
Oh no, fuck that. I'm like,
I'm just a slightly out of average now, and I want to get myself back to like just like an average.
Do you feel these are shoehorned in?
I definitely feel this is shoehorned in.
Here's my thing: if they just showed Wonder Woman, I would be fine.
Yeah, Wonder Woman would have been fine, but no, we have to see the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, why?
I like the fact that Wonder Woman is in Paris.
And Wonder Woman shows us that she dedicated her life to protecting the world. So where did she find the time to investigate other metahumans?
Well, no, this is from LexCorp.
Oh shit! Fuck! I had a brain fart.
Mm-hmm.
See, even I have my stupid moments.
And honestly, this is more context now that I've seen Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
I seeing that picture just makes me think of that kick-ass action sequence before they took the picture.
God, yes.
Just kick it all.
I love Wonder Woman's theme so much.
I really love the collaboration between Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL. They made a kick-ass score together.
And then now Justice League is being scored by Danny Elfman.
Should be interesting. Yeah. Isn't Elfman also doing? Isn't he also doing Avengers?
I don't think he is. I know he did Avengers 2.
That guy's just going to keep scoring big budget movies till he dies.
Probably.
And that's fine. Although I have a special appreciation for Junkie XL. He's kind of like our modern movie guy.
Right.
He's got some... it's so dumb.
I don't get what's happening in this.
Laid your heart all over Michael Shannon.
I get what's happening, but I don't get
I don't understand either. Like, was that part of his plan all along, was to make a godlike being out of Zod's body?
Because that's just stupid.
It's fucking stupid. Like, that just serves up more holes than answers.
Yeah.
Like, how did you know this? How did you know the ship would make a new sentient being?
Yeah.
How could you possibly know that? This isn't the Codex. This isn't that baby chamber.
Right.
It is the baby chamber. I think it is the baby chamber from the ship.
I mean, even if it is the baby chamber from the ship, like, how does it make Doomsday?
I don't know. It's just so dumb.
Look at all the fake news attacking my friend Superman. So sad. CNN. Failing New York Times. So sad.
Yep. Or Trump. You will be the butts of all our jokes for the foreseeable future.
Here's the thing. They wanted me to play Batman in this movie, but I turned it down because I had to be president of the United States. I would have made a fantastic Batman. I would have made the best Batman. Would have been phenomenal.
I still love when he said he was Batman, and then immediately
I got legitimately pissed at that.
Went to New York, took a picture with the bill with that just kick-ass art display for Arkham Knight, and said, "No, I'm Batman."
Who did? Kevin Conroy? Well,
yeah, when Trump said that, Kevin Conroy, that was during the marketing campaign for Arkham Knight. I actually got to go to New York and see it. I took some pictures of it. I think those are also on my old phone. But I took some pictures of the artwork. Oh my goodness. It was such a cool art display. But yeah, when Trump made that comment, Conroy actually took a picture with that display in public and said, "No, I'm Batman," in response.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. Kevin Conroy is Batman.
He's been playing the character for 20 years. Like, whenever I hear whenever I read Batman, he's the voice I go to.
Every other thing that I read Batman, I think Kevin Conroy. When I read The Dark Knight Returns, I hear Peter Weller. There's that difference, but I do respect Kevin Conroy very, very much.
I love Kevin Conroy.
He is awesome.
I don't understand why they haven't let him cameo in a Batman movie yet.
They should. Get on with it. Come on. Make it happen.
How cool would it be if Kevin Conroy played Joe Chill?
That would certainly be interesting. Now,
I have an issue with this, and it's not just with this movie, it's with other movies. He bought groceries, so that means he wouldn't kill himself. Well, from time to time, we all get sad. To steal a line from Jim Jeffries. Okay, this is the scene I want to talk about. Okay, so the inside of the chair was made from lead. And here's the thing. She's like, oh, he can't see through lead. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. Then I go, wait a goddamn second. We haven't established that in this continuity. He didn't have the interview with her to explain that he can't see through lead. So how does she know? Did Lex know that he couldn't see through lead, or was that a happy coincidence?
I don't know. Just for a moment, I was just distracted by how amazing Jenna Malone looks. She looks really good with blonde hair and glasses.
Hashtag super duper feminism.
No, I don't know. You're just making a point, and then I just thought, she is a very attractive actress.
I was talking about the merit of the movie and the writing, and you're just like, pretty girl. Oh. But do you get what my point is, though?
I get it. It's just more confusing, jumbled mess, though. This doesn't make any sense because it wasn't established. Yeah. Just like this has no impact. Yeah. You're talking to thin air. How would you know this?
He wouldn't. I think Clark went to the top of the mountain, took some really, really good acid, and just like hallucinated.
Yeah, because there's only two ways. Because it's gonna go one of two ways. It's either he's completely making this up in his head to get him back on his feet. Like, the only way this could possibly make sense is if this is a child, like, this was a story he was told in his youth. It is somehow recalling it now as motivation to get back on his feet. It's like a catch-22 with how dumb it is.
Right.
Because one doesn't make sense and one does, but they're both equally stupid.
Right.
But, I mean, hey, Kevin Costner's got bills to pay, so I guess he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. He's got to make that Waterworld 2. More fucking ocean.
Give it a couple of years. They'll probably announce it. But like Blade Runner, they're going to focus on a completely new cast of characters, but featuring some of the old ones.
I like that line when Bruce is like, "I'm older now than my father ever was." Like, I don't know. I just like that. I like little details like that.
Well, he is pretty fucking old.
Ben Affleck's like 50, I think.
50. I don't know. The only age that I only seem to be able to keep locked in my head is Keanu Reeves.
I'm gonna look up how
52. Actually looked like John Leguizamo as well. Apparently they're the same age.
Really?
Yep, Leguizamo was 52, just like Reeves. I was surprised. Like, really? I mean, Leguizamo's has been in the acting game, like seemingly been in the acting game a bit longer. So I thought I could have reasoned he was older, but nope, they're the same age. I have no idea how old Ben is, but pretty old, pretty seasoned for a actor filmmaker who made a pretty good comeback.
45.
What?
He's 45.
Wow. So, well, I guess we can assume he's going to look pretty good by the time he hits 52.
Yeah.
He looks really good. He looks really good at his mid 40s. He's probably really good in his early 50s.
Yeah.
And by then, they won't even have to have to apply any gray to his hair. He'll already just have it and look awesome.
I wonder, is he the oldest actor to play Batman?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Because I want to say Christian Bale was early. I want to say he was early 30s, and then I want to say Michael Keaton was probably in the same boat.
Yeah. I love the bat suit. That's armor.
Well, they did like his regular suit. They did an excellent job of adapting this from the comics for the screen.
Riddler? Question mark.
Yeah, I know. Another reference for the tally that doesn't
Here's
exist.
my question: what's Jim Gordon doing during all of this?
Probably taking a very long smoke break.
He's just
probably taking a very long smoke break because now he's played by J.K. Simmons, who just doesn't give a fuck most of the time.
Well, I'm just like, is Gordon who turned on the bat signal?
So I was somebody just bust into his office, like, Commissioner, somebody turned on the bat signal. He just puts down his cigar. Who the fuck did it?
Batman?
I don't know. I'm just expecting Gordon to be very sassy. The good kind.
I'm expecting Gordon to kind of be like a withered soldier.
I'm hoping for that too. I want him to kind of have a lot of that, that seasoned veteran of the police force, and definitely give a lot of shit and wisdom, kind of like Alfred, but in a different but from a different perspective.
Right.
Because the thing I like about Alfred and Jim is they're both kind of superior, almost like elder figures to Bruce.
Exactly.
Just they fulfill similar roles, but from different perspectives.
Exactly.
And that's why they're very interesting characters that play on his dynamic.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Irons does it really well in this, so I really look forward to seeing what J.K. Simmons does in Justice League.
Yes. And I just.
Oh yeah, we're completely overlooking the fact that Lois got kidnapped.
Well, I mean, it's such a surprise because
it's not.
Because Lois never gets kidnapped. She's
Am I supposed to care? This isn't Superman 1 or was it 1 or 2 where she gets killed by the rocks?
1.
Yeah, it's not that. He's not gonna. But imagine just how funny it would have been if he wasn't able to save her and then tried to fucking turn back time in this universe.
Yes.
You know it's stupid when Hishy makes that the butt of most of their Superman jokes. It's like, did you turn back time? It's like, no.
Not today, as far as you know, because of time travel.
I just love it how, from Superman's perspective, turning back time is as simple as just reversing the, I don't know what it's called, the reversing rotation? the spin cycle of Earth.
The rotation.
Thank you.
You've been having a lot of brain farts today.
This movie makes me kind of stupid sometimes. This movie pours out a lot of stupid. You can't help but get a little infected.
All right. Well, okay. I'll agree. I'll give you that I don't understand what Lex is trying to do here.
Yeah, because on one hand he wants to make a godlike figure his bitch, and then in the other he for some reason wants a vigilante dead. I have no clue what any of this is. Why he wants to do any of this.
Why does Lex care about Batman?
Yeah. What did the Bat ever do to you? Besides take your shit.
Yeah. Yes, honey, I totally
this really sums up why I now dislike Lois Lane. Because she is literally just the object to get his attention.
Right.
She is always put in danger just to get his attention.
Which I never liked. And other Superman movies have done that too.
Well, I never really thought about it until it was pointed out to me. Like, you know, now that you mention it, that really is all she's really there for.
Right.
There to be the object of his affection, but also to get his attention.
Here's my question. Okay. So Lois was in danger in the beginning of the movie, and Superman just straight up killed that guy. Lex pushes her off a building, and Superman now wants to have a conversation and take this man into the law.
Just break this fucker in two and call it a day, man.
Exactly. The reason he can't do that is because Lex has to explain that he has his mom.
But even then, I still don't understand why he plays the game. You are super fast and have X-ray vision. Do how it should have ended, presented us with, and just search the city until you find her.
Exactly.
Like, I probably would have done that too. I probably would have just brutally knocked Lex upside the head and just circled the city until I found my mom and called it a day. You
know what I would have done?
What?
I would have dangled him off the edge of the building by his beautiful, beautiful locks.
I don't know. I still kind of like him. I prefer Jesse.
And that is another thing. So, because we established, like, oh, Wally, has been returning the checks. But then how did Lex know about what he wrote on the checks? Or did Lex write those things back to Bruce, but he couldn't have done that because he just found out about Wally a couple days before he died?
Because it is the will of the plot, my friend.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Just the will. It's just the will of the plot.
Yeah.
Nothing else we can do.
This is going to make me seem like a sick person, but I actually kind of like the fact they wrote witch on her head.
Well, I got, yeah. That is interesting.
I like it.
The little details that don't make you roll your eyes.
But
because I most certainly would have rolled my eyes.
Right.
In any other situation where the details were dumb, I'm like, ugh.
Okay,
but no,
you know what Superman should do? Superman should be like, oh, you don't know. Okay, why don't I just dangle you off this building for an hour until they call you, and then you say, okay, let her go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Lex does not hold all the power here. There are multiple ways to get dealt with this.
Exactly. It's just that there's little
humans have their breaking point. I would have found his by just beating the fucking shit out of them.
Exactly. Okay, that's a decent line. When you came here, you had an hour. Now it's less. I mean, it's kind of a stupid line at the same time.
Just up that scene, and the filmmakers were completely oblivious to what he was doing.
Yeah. I feel like this is two different scripts put together.
it's kind of like that metaphor I made about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 earlier today.
Yeah.
It's just like somebody was probably just approaching the office with multiple drafts of the script. They tripped. Those scripts fell into piles of like stacks of pages, and then they just shuffled them together into one stack, and that is the screenplay.
Yeah.
Just one jumbled mess of different ideas.
But
and that is sad.
Yeah. But wait a minute. He's 34 minutes? Wait, was that conversation on the did that conversation on the roof take 25 minutes? Or is it just taking did it take Lex 25? Did it take Superman?
It seems our perceptions of time are really out of whack when it comes to just like whenever it comes to like weird times.
Right.
It's like without like a proper like way to tell the time, our set ability to just tell the time is just out of fucking whack during tense times.
Well, it's just like did that because that conversation could not have taken 25 minutes.
Well, it's like when I watch Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. The majority of the movie takes place over the course of 48 hours. But it's so fucking fast that it feels like it's less.
Right.
Like, annoyingly less. Like, you have to sit down and just watch it to see what I'm talking about.
Okay. Wonder Woman just checking her laptop. And then, hey, let's put a Justice League trailer in the middle of our Batman v Superman movie. You cannot tell me this was not a reshoot. Because they got Gal Gadot back for a day. I guarantee you they got her back for a day and shot this.
Well, how I always kind of thought about it, like, it's either that or the other way is they really wanted to be their version of subtle, but instead were very on the nose with the idea of, like, we really want to sprinkle in those hints and details about Justice League, so let's put this in there.
But this isn't sprinkling and hinting.
No, this is beating you in the face with a brick levels of obvious.
This is like how I feel at the end of Marvel credits where it says, like, Thor will return. Well, no shit. You know. Although
it's just it is just too damn obvious.
And I actually like Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Yeah, well, I had a bit of an attachment to Grant Gustin from the TV show, but then I saw some footage of Ezra Miller. All right, I was wrong. Kind of like Gal Gadot, I was wrong. This is the right fit for the character.
Right.
And I still have absolutely no fucking clue what to make of Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I like what I've seen, but I'm still not entirely sure just yet. I'm not even sure if he can take a campy, cheesy character like Aquaman and make him cool. And don't get me wrong,
he did in the Justice League trailer.
Like I said, I liked what I've seen so far, but I just don't know how I entirely feel just yet.
Right.
And, I mean, they've made Aquaman pretty cool in recent outings. He's pretty cool in the Injustice games. Mostly because
how is he alive?
Because movie.
How?
Because movie.
He's missing his organs.
No, I mean the same way they kept RoboCop alive in the reboot. Science.
This is not science. This is fucking witchcraft. Like the mother box. Okay, makes sense because it's a fucking mother box.
It's funny. I just look at this bit and it makes me just think of RoboCop and how much I'd rather watch that.
I watch this and I think of Terminator 2 because that's Miles Dyson.
It's like Miles Dyson didn't learn his lesson. He wants to still make the Terminator.
Yep.
It's like, no, I didn't learn enough from those people that told me about this thing called Judgment Day. I'm going to still try to make the Terminator.
Exactly. I want to believe this isn't the same continuity as Terminator.
Here's what they should do. They should make that spin-off comic book where Superman fights the fucking Terminators.
Yes.
A comic book where he actually meets John Connor and Sarah and John Connor and has to fight Terminators. Did you not know this?
I knew this. I own the comic.
Oh, yeah, they should. They should turn that into a movie.
Yeah.
Can we get an animated movie that adapts that story, please?
That'd be cool.
And let's also adapt.
All right,
and let's
we are 2 hours and like 5 minutes into our recording, and we finally get the fight we came here to see.
I mean, that's what I believe in the fight people came here like paid to see. Me, not so much.
Yeah. Now, Superman trying to tell Bruce, "Hey, look, we're being used by Luthor."
Don't get me wrong. I
He
like
would
this
still
scene.
try to talk to him.
I think it's a decent fight. Shitty build up. But there's one big scene that seems to that rubs me the wrong way every time I watch this.
Which is?
About 90% of what you're seeing, like 90% of Batman in this scene is completely mocap. He is barely wearing a practical suit in this scene.
Yeah.
So while they have to shoot this, practically the money shot of this movie, Ben is wearing a fucking mocap suit. You know how difficult it is to be taken, to be brooding and taken seriously? Really difficult.
Yeah.
So I feel bad. So as cool as this is for somewhat, it's really kind of bad when you know the secret.
Right.
I mean, it looks great, but
yeah.
I mean, it's just the it just sucks.
Yeah.
It's a little worse than more worse off than Iron Man.
Right.
Because Iron Man, just a detailed suit like that can't be made with practical effects all the time.
Right.
They got to do it CG. I mean, sometimes he gets to wear the suit, but not always. But in this, you thought he's gonna wear the.
See, he should tell him right here. Be like, "Look, listen to me, Bruce. We're being used by Lex," and he's like, now he's just threatening him.
Nope, I'm not. I don't want to hear you. You should. No, I don't want to hear you out, man. I'm too busy kicking your ass.
That's not possible for Batman to move that fast. And then Kryptonite.
Well, I mean, the obvious reason is because he's Batman. That would be the obvious joke.
I mean, but even so, Batman has rules. I'm surprised they didn't do the Dark Knight speech in this movie that he gives to Clark.
What?
I'm surprised they didn't do the Dark Knight speech that he gave to
They
Clark.
should have. That would have been really good. But
I don't think it would have worked for this.
It would have been really good had there been a little history. I think they could have reworked it so they could have it make sense.
Right.
But I feel like it wouldn't have the same impact because, again, that speech was because they have so much history together.
Right.
And it just... Oh, it's a shame.
We're getting some cool fights here. One of my favorite moments in the film is coming up later, but
it's just a shame. It's like, oh,
and here's the thing: they don't explain how long kryptonite affects Superman.
Well, if Superman, everything else Superman related taught us anything, that shit lasts for a good while.
Right, but not in this. Now he's back.
I think this should have been, I personally think this should have been like the comic book, where he ended the fight using that.
Yeah.
Where the suit was supposed to give him a fair edge so he could stand toe-to-toe for him for a good while. Right. And then wrapped it up by using the kryptonite.
Okay, one of my favorite moments is coming up here. I love this. Watch Ben's face.
Oh yeah, I know. I know what you're thinking.
He just stops. He's like, wait a minute. Let's take a minute here to think about this. Oh. Oh my, that's one of my favorite.
I also really like how they alongside making a very accurate version of the armor from the comic books.
Yeah.
I like how they designed it like an exoskeleton.
They did.
Yeah, because you can if you look closely, you can clearly see the actual batsuit under all of that. I think that's really neat. Like that's a really good detail.
Mm-hmm.
I still kind of feel bad. Like, still kind of feel bad that Ben didn't feel like paying the $100K he could have spent to get the actual suit.
Yeah.
It's like, really, $100K for a costume?
Yeah.
It's a cool costume, but why $100K?
Just be like Ryan Reynolds and walk off set with it.
I do. Hell, if I were in any of their shoes, like I'm the lead, like I'm a colorful costume character, I'm walking off set with that thing. I don't care who objects. Just take it out of my paycheck.
Yeah.
Like you know this is completely, you know this is like not to be taken entirely seriously when he does that.
Right.
But no, if I were a colorful costume character in a movie and we were done shooting, I would walk off set with the costume. Like, just take it out of the couple millions you're gonna pay me.
Did you catch that?
Yes, I did.
Good job. Throw us down the flight of stairs.
I did. I paid. I've watched this movie plenty of times to pick up on most of the references.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, and then he's just gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking. Here's my thing. Why doesn't he just go over there and pick up the spear and then walk back over to Superman and stab him?
I wish I knew.
They didn't teach you anything, Bruce. They died. Yeah.
Well, I think what he means by that is more of like in retrospect.
Right.
I think
I know. I'm just being a smart ass. I'm just being a smart ass.
Yeah, because there really isn't much to say there.
That looks practical, though. That does.
Yeah, you can tell when it is and isn't practical. Well, I mean, not everybody will be able to. I don't know. I just have an eye for that kind of thing where I can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of no different than Iron Man in the Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. You can, because usually how it is that they just have our Robert Downey Jr. wear mocap, but in some of those wide shots,
yeah,
they will actually give him a full or half suit to wear from the waist up,
right,
from close up, so that's practical and.
Oh, so we're getting to the scene. We're getting to it.
So yeah, in this case, since he doesn't have to do too much physical business, he gets to wear the real thing.
Oh, ready?
Oh, man.
Sick. What does that mean? Say that name. Oh, man. I'm going to ask you how you feel about this, but I want to get to the line where he's just like, why did you say that? Here we go. Come on. Give me the line. Give me the line. Can't wait. Why did you say that name? Okay, now that I got that out of the way, what do you think about the Martha thing?
I didn't know what to make of it initially, but then I found a really interesting fan theory online that really presents a more deeper symbolic meaning to this moment.
Okay.
Uh, I can. I don't know if I should pull up the theory. If I should pull up the theory on my phone, I have
Well,
it saved.
I have a theory about why I think it snaps.
Well, my theory is that the whole Martha thing was the gist of it. It's basically just him sort of much like Superman was doing earlier. It's about Bruce rediscovering his way, because over the course of his career, he became no better than the criminals he hunted down.
Right.
And Martha was kind of like a thing that sort of was that connection, that sort of like he could that way of remembering that he can do better, that he's supposed to do better.
Yeah.
And now, and that being mentioned reminded him that made him realize, yeah, that he's no better than the criminals that he hunts down, and helps him re-find himself. Like that's like a really poor way of explaining the theory, but I thought it was a really interesting spin on it, and really makes it less dorky than they intended. Because I imagine when they wrote it, they had it mean a very deep symbolic meaning.
Right.
Like, unfortunately, with the way they executed it on film,
right,
was like practically out of context. They don't do a good enough job explaining it within the film itself, that you're watching it with or without context, and it makes no sense, and it just comes off as stupid.
Well, the theory I had behind it was that, as someone who's worked with people who have PTSD, and as someone who has PTSD, sometimes a word will trigger you, like you don't know what's going to trigger you. And the way he acted after he said Martha was like, very, very kind of angry and stuff. Like, that's what I thought it was, having worked with people with that. So that's what I took it as, but I like your theory better.
Oh, mine's better?
Yeah.
I did not write it. I actually found it on Facebook. I was scrolling through my feed, and I came across it, and I thought, that's a really good explanation way of putting it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how the film, like how the team, like the creative team, envisioned it,
right.
But they just did a very poor job at executing it. That they come off that way, which is unfortunate.
Right.
Because what should have been a very deep and emotional moment is now tainted by shitloads of memes that are never going to go.
Martha.
It's probably just as big as Sad Affleck. Yeah. Or Sad Jackman.
Sad Jackman?
Yeah, there's a really funny picture of Hugh Jackman from Logan that's got him like a really sad face, and so apparently it's now a meme to edit that image into the backdrop of different things.
Okay.
Like, I've seen people edit it. Oh, I'm just gonna show.
Oh, dude, warehouse scene.
Best part of the fucking movie, hands down.
Oh my god! If this is any indication for how good the Batman is gonna be.
Oh, we have nothing to worry about.
Oh fuck yeah! This is fucking Arkham. This is fucking Arkham video game, man.
Yeah, it's like, okay, somebody finally took a page from the video games and like, we gotta put this in a movie.
Yes.
Like, we have yet to see any other filmmaker do this.
Oh, so good.
Oh my god,
I mean,
it's
he
awesome.
still kills people, and I kind of hate that. But, like, it's still fucking good. Like, I'm okay with him, like, shooting a guy in the shoulder with, like, the grappling gun and stuff like that. And the Batarang. The Batarang was cool.
He's just a fucking monster. He is a literal monster, and I love it.
Yep. No, you idiot! You don't crawl. You don't crawl to a grenade. You crawl away from a grenade.
He's like Daredevil on full-blown beast mode.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh my god, he's so fucking good.
Oh man, it's like Daredevil does his own thing, but Batman is an effing monster.
For like the next 2-3 minutes, we're just gonna gush about this scene because it's so good.
It's so fucking awesome.
I know. Fucking just. Oh my god. taking on 4 guys at once. We've never had Batman do that before, really, like this.
I just can't help but nerd out every time I see this.
Yes. Oh,
like I found a clip of this uploaded to YouTube and watched it multiple times.
Yeah.
Just because I loved how they shot this.
And fucking that guy shot him in the head twice, and it just bounced the fuck off.
It's like, finally, he's using those bracers.
Mm-hmm. And he just stabs a guy. He just got stabbed. Holy shit.
It's like, I got stabbed, no big deal, so I'll stab you back.
Yeah.
Like, you can't help but feel like just a little tingle of pain of him beating the shit out of these guys.
Yeah.
Like, god damn, that's awesome. Yeah, alright. Here comes probably my favorite reference to the comic book.
Oh, yep, okay. I believe you. Yeah. No, he's not gonna drop it. I believe you. It's just fucking... You know what's funny? Ben Affleck and Diane Lane played lovers in a movie.
I think you told me this.
That's why Superman's pissed off at Batman. He fucked his mom.
He just... It's like he got really drunk one night and stuck it to her, literally, and is still sour about that.
Dude,
oh, man.
But
fuck,
it is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of... I do like this scene because who doesn't love the idea of Batman and Superman working together when the phone rings? You know?
Yeah, it's like we're building up to. It's like just those baby steps building up to Justice League.
I know, but it's just Can we just, you're Superman, just, grab him and take him to jail?
Yeah, hell, don't even bother dropping him off at the front door, just drop him through the ceiling.
Exactly.
Here, I already booked in process for him, just throw him in a cell.
But yeah, it's just fucking... How do you feel about Doomsday being in this movie?
I disapprove.
I completely
agree. I disapprove because of everything they did in the execution was just wrong.
And he looks terrible.
They spoiled it in the marketing material. He looks terrible. It's just they approached this so wrong, and I just disapprove. Yep. But at least they got this bastardized Abomination out of the way, so they don't have to work, so that they can't fuck it up in the future.
Right.
I mean, I say that now, but I'm pretty sure sometime in the future I'm going to say, you know what, I wish they could... I hope somebody can, just retcon this and just do Doomsday better in the future. Because I like Doomsday. Doomsday's a cool villain.
Yeah.
Literally the most indestructible thing in the fucking universe.
He doesn't look like Doomsday.
Looks like It's more like an orc from, Mordor or something.
Yes, he looks like he's from Lord of the Rings.
So he's even birthed the same way.
He is.
He's just
expect Sauron.
He's just a roided out orc from Lord of the Rings.
I expect Saruman to come walking out of the background.
He just appears in place of the bat signal.
Yes.
Yes, do my bidding. Well, he wouldn't really say that because he doesn't really speak.
Sauron will speak for him.
Yeah, and then Smog shows up out of nowhere.
That would be
tag team is that tag team Superman?
Warner Brothers does own Lord of the Rings.
They could totally cross it over.
Yes. I do like the idea that Zod becomes Doomsday, and like Superman killed Zod, and then Zod becomes Doomsday and kills Superman. I think there's poetry to that.
There is, if you interpret it that way, but I think for me, like, I probably wouldn't have thought of that. I would have imagined it just like, you created this bastardized version of an iconic comic book villain that just makes no sense. Yeah. You mean to tell me, like, Luthor got lucky and was able to just program and create a merciless.
And this is what happens when you combine Is this what happens when you combine Kryptonian and human DNA?
Yeah, we don't get an explanation on this. Like this, so you mean to tell me he just got lucky and created a bastardized, merciless killing machine out of all of this shit?
Right.
Like, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
I would have settled for Bizarro. Bizarro better than this.
I could have settled for Bizarro.
Well, I actually came up with like an alternate take on the DCEU, like these movies, and instead of Doomsday, I would have my villain of choice would have been Bizarro.
Right.
Because that would have made the Batman-Superman tension make more sense.
Right.
You have this dumb, destructive killing machine that looks like Superman running around fucking up the place, and then that Batman thinks, oh, that's Superman's evil. He's causing all this destruction.
Right.
And then sets out to go destroy Superman, and then he later finds out, oh wait, it wasn't you. It was this thing all along, and then they come together to fight. Like that's just like a light explanation for it, but that would have made more sense.
Why does he give off EMPs?
Why is he like he's like Kevin Bacon from X-Men First Class? He's like Sebastian Shaw.
There is only one Kevin Bacon, and he is delicious.
He is. He is. Just watch any of his movies and The Following, and you'll know what's up. Especially The Following.
I love that. I don't know why, but in the theater, I remember kind of geeking out a little bit on the inside when they call Wonder Woman Miss Prince, because I'm like, oh, Diana Prince. It's kind of cool that they went there. Well, Superman did, if nothing else, Superman did learn from Man of Steel. Take the guy into space.
No, but then our government had to get all stupid and be like, oh no, we gotta bomb his ass.
We gotta nuke his ass.
Like, oh no, but Superman is a friend. He's helping us. Oh no, we gotta bomb his ass. Like, are you kidding me? Guy saves the world, and this is how you repay him when he tries to save the world again? What are you thinking?
Would you really put it past our government, though, to do that?
Yeah.
Superman, he's a pathetic Superman.
Well, I just think of the How It Should Have Ended video.
Yeah.
And I just think of all the more intelligent things these characters could have done.
Exactly.
Like, I treat those videos as jokes, but there are some times where they make excellent, intelligent points about what characters could have done in these moments.
Right. It's just... Here's my thing. Superman, you're faster than a speeding bullet. Why don't you just move? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You probably just fucked up the ozone with that bomb, with that explosion, though. Environmentalists be damned.
Yeah.
Oh, she's still here. I thought she would have left the plot by now.
No.
I should have known better. Of course, they might as well have just looked directly at the camera and said, it's uninhabited. No one will die here.
Yep. Which, apparently, that's, we're just gonna have a bunch of, again, there was a complaint they got from the first movie, so they did try and remedy that, so I'll give them credit. Why does he have bones grow out?
Oh, shedding that skin.
Why does he have bones grow out? I don't understand.
It's like, what's with all these bony protrusions? Why does he... this just makes no damn sense.
Yeah.
It's like, why is he just Nuclear Man all of a sudden?
He is nuclear.
Why?
Did you really make a Superman 4 reference?
Yeah, I did. No, this is probably my least favorite reference to the comic, reference to the comics. No. I don't know why, it just feels so forced and out of place.
He does. The movie should have ended with Batman and Superman teaming up in the third act to take Luthor to jail. And
I haven't even seen Superman 4, but I do know about the whole Nuclear Man thing and how dumb that was. So
I've watched Superman 4. The Quest for Peace.
No peace to be found here. Just lots of destruction.
Yeah. So I know this is gonna sound weird, but I'm gonna make that joke. Lois would have been. It would have turned out better if Lois had done nothing, because she takes the spear, throws it into the water, and then they need it later and she has to go get it back. Would have been better if she'd just done nothing.
If she had just gone back to Metropolis and just waited this whole thing out.
Exactly.
But nope, we have to force her presence because fuck you, audience.
I don't have a problem with her being in it. They just needed to find something for her to do.
They just find dumb. Well, for me, they just find dumb reasons to keep her around. It's like, we get it. We get it. She's the love interest to Superman. She's a big supporting character to the story. But we don't need to milk that.
This is kind of a cool shot.
Kind of. It's just
scary Superman. You will fear him.
It's just, again, just hindering off my, just a poorly approached reference to the comic.
I'm just saying, Superman needs some eye drops. His eyes are red.
Yeah. Sweet, somebody call Ben Stein. Get him on this.
For clear eyes. Okay, here we go. Fuck yeah.
Although still, oh shit is probably one of the best timed lines in this movie.
Yeah.
There she is!
Mm-hmm. In Wonder Woman.
Yeah! She's here!
Here comes fucking Superman. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of get a little giddy with the upcoming shot of the fucking Trinity.
Oh, I did too. Even though I was annoyed by the schlockfest that the majority of this is, I can't. But there were one of those moments where I got a bit giddy, and that trio shot is one of them. Yeah, of course. Again, they need to batting us over the head that yes, this place is abandoned. Nobody innocent will die. Yeah. We get it. No more collateral damage like last time.
I've killed things.
I find it seems a little forced, but I find it really interesting that they're all buddy now.
This makes no sense. Cool.
We've been building up to this. We'll give it to you.
Yeah, we'll give it. That line of "I thought she was with you" makes no goddamn sense because there was no lead up to that.
No, there is no build up. It's a funny line, but if you think about it, there's no build up.
That's a trailer line.
That is a trailer line. It is. Okay, only Batman was aware of Diana's presence. Clark wasn't.
Right.
But hey, even Ben can make trailer lines cool.
Ben can make anything cool. He's fucking Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I think if there's the off chance that he ever listens to this, I think I think we can confidently we can. Hopefully, we get some kind of credit for giving him all of his confidence back because he really needs it. I'm really fearing for the guy.
I don't think Ben Affleck's gonna listen to our podcast, our commentary track on Batman v Superman.
I don't know if there's always a possibility. I'm just saying he needs that confidence because people keep dumping on him, and I still support him.
Me too. I fucking love Affleck.
He needs people to know that they're still rooting for him, especially as Batman.
Yeah.
I'm 100% rooting for him.
I gotta give it. This scene is fucking cool. Seeing the Trinity take on fucking Doomsday.
It is. It really is. Doomsday looks like shit, but you can't help but appreciate the action here.
Yeah.
And that Superman don't know shit about fighting. But Wonder Woman can make up for it.
Well, Wonder Woman's the best fighter in the DCEU.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, Batman, get in line.
Yeah.
It's like she trained practically her whole life. How long did you train? Like couple of years in the mountains.
Exactly. She's a mortal bitch.
Well, I even love in Wonder Woman how they set that up too. It's like we want you to, if you're gonna learn how to fight, we want you to become the best.
Exactly.
And she does.
But fucking, yeah. Just
it's funny. We get to see Superman do the laser. Do we ever see him do the frost breath?
I don't think we've seen that yet.
I don't think we need to see we need to see the freezing breath.
Yeah.
Sometime or another, we need to see him do that.
Thank God Superman has super hearing.
Oh no, he doesn't have super hearing. He's just aware of the plot. It's like he knew at this exact moment Lois would somehow be in some kind of dumb danger and had to save her.
But how would he know? She's never in dumb danger.
It's like
how do you feel about Superman? I mean, it's not on screen yet, but like, we'll talk about it when it comes to it. I love how Batman's just like, I'm gonna bravely run away. Dark Knight Returns reference.
What the hell am I
badass.
gonna do here? Oh, and there's my other favorite reference right there. God, I just. Oh, I wasn't even upset when they ruined that in the trailer. I still think it's cool.
Looks badass. Everybody, even people who hate this movie, when they see that shot, they're like, okay, that's pretty cool.
No, yeah, well, I completely, again, I geeked out. I was not mad when they spoiled that in the trailer. I was like, oh, they referenced the comic book. Oh my god, that's so awesome. Mm-hmm. Looks so cool. Because he's Batman.
Yeah, it's just fucking.
Leave! You're not needed here, damn it.
Well, where's she gonna go? Not like she can get off the island.
Just go swim back to Metropolis. Let the grown-ups handle business here.
Mm-hmm. She's so fucking badass in this movie. I love her.
Yeah, she defied all expectations and did fantastic.
Yeah. What would happen if you cut off Doomsday's head? With this version.
I don't know. A very bony-looking one would probably sprout. Like, the logic behind Doomsday is not explained in this film. If we got a more comic accurate version, all the stuff that he'd be doing on screen would make more sense, and we wouldn't be like scratching our heads while this action is happening.
Right. Or if they just explained it, you know.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit there. Like if you know the comic books, you know that he's adaptable. He's a survivor. Right.
Lasso of Truth, badass.
Yeah.
Fucking the last Kryptonian.
You cannot deny it.
Batman's like, I helped too! I shot a gun!
I look cool while I'm doing it.
How do you feel about Superman dying?
I feel it was fucking forced.
It was.
Like, okay, we already have this. We already have all this other comic book stuff jammed in this movie. What else can we shove in? How about the death of Superman? Okay, and that was the end of that discussion.
Yeah. I do like the fact
Well,
that he pushes himself further in to kill Doomsday.
Well, I even did some research on this, and there's actually a really funny video that explains this. Superman was nothing. The death of Superman was nothing more than was just a publicity stunt.
It was.
It really was. One of the darkest moments in comic books, with big ass quotation marks, was just a risky public stunt.
Right.
They did that purely for the shock value, just to invigorate interest in Superman.
Yep.
And it worked. And now they cheesily, hammy put it in this.
Yep.
Congratulations, movie. You took one of the biggest scams in comic books and tried to make a dramatic moment out of it in your movie.
Well, I mean, you can't. It's a ballsy move to kill.
It is very ballsy.
A character that we know, like, to kill a character in his second movie. You know?
Yeah. I mean, very ballsy, but it was not needed. Because they're just immediately going to have to find some dumb way to redress it in Justice League.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem with it, is why would you put it in here if you're immediately going to have to find some just dumb way to undo it in the next film?
Right.
You could have easily just left him alive and not go through all that hassle.
Yeah.
Because the only way it could have been better is if they actually did what followed after the death of Superman, and that was the reign of the many Superman.
Of the Superman, yeah.
But they're not going to do that.
No. They're not going to have time.
Nobody wants to see Superboy or Steel or the other or Cyborg Superman. One, because I honestly don't think anybody's really thinking about it, and two, they're not going to have time to establish that to make a quick movie. It's just dumb. It's dumb and unneeded. And that rubs me the wrong way.
One thing I do like is that I like the fact that Batman's mourning Superman from a distance, and everyone else is kind of close.
Well, that's totally something he would do.
Right. I mean, not in this shot, but I like the idea of him mourning him from a distance, and
yeah, every time you see a funeral, there's got to be that one guy awkwardly at a distance watching the funeral. He's that guy.
Yep.
He's the guy awkwardly watching from a distance.
Yep. And then, I remember when they released this clip. They released this as a clip to YouTube specifically after the movie came out. They did, yes. I remember seeing this clip when this movie was still in theaters.
Well, I saw a screenshot from it, but I did not actually see the full clip until I got the Ultimate Edition.
Right. And
I thought to myself, what the fuck is this?
That's Steppenwolf.
No, I know, but this felt very forced.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we gotta keep alluding to the next movie. We gotta keep pounding you over the head with this.
Right.
And why the fuck is he standing at a giant bowl of chili?
Chili.
Just dumb stuff.
It's like, see, audience? See?
Now he's bald.
Yay!
Yay! Because whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even understand why they do that to inmates.
Lice.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I think when we get to Justice League and we inevitably get to see
How are they going
Darkseid.
to explain Clark Kent?
If nobody, you have to be the people in this universe have to be real fucking morons to not put that two and two together.
Exactly.
If you can't put that together even after this, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Non-prescription glasses are his only. Non-prescription glasses and baggier clothing is his only disguise.
Right.
You mean to tell me a big guy like him? No, I would have put that together easy. Like, there's something suspicious about you, Clark. I can't put my finger on it.
Exactly.
And then after some deep thinking at home, I really take some time to think about this. I put it together, and then I confront him like, "You're Superman."
Here's the thing: no one's gonna believe that Clark Kent is Superman because Clark Kent wears glasses, and if he takes his glasses off, he won't be able to see.
He's pretending to have bad vision, and I have bad vision. Mine just keeps getting worse.
Yeah. One thing I really liked is that his real funeral is in Smallville, and it's a.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a nice touch. That actually is nice. That they were just like, yeah, no, his funeral would be back home in Kansas with his mom. That is just a nice touch.
It is. It's very fitting.
I felt this was kind of shoehorned.
Yeah, they can't. They want to make that emotional impact. It's almost like Zack Snyder and David S. Goyer are just constantly standing behind you, beating you over the head with all of the symbolic and figurative stuff they are trying to do with this movie.
Feel sad. Feel sad.
They're trying to artificially get us to feel stuff, to feel and think stuff, and it's just not working. It's just annoying. It's like, guys, just let me watch the fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's just funny. Although, fitting bagpipes. Although I do think when they finally, if I'm going to make a request for Justice League out of the blue,
yes.
When Darkseid eventually shows up, can you please have him voiced by Michael Ironside? Can you make the fanboy in me happy by having Michael Ironside voice him?
I don't know. I mean, that would be kind of interesting to see Michael Ironside.
That would be an awesome throwback. That's like the equivalent of getting Peter Cullen to reprise his voice as Optimus for the Transformers movies.
Right.
No one would see it coming, and it would be awesome.
Right. Well, we have Willem Dafoe playing who's playing Steppenwolf? I forget. Somebody's playing Steppenwolf in Justice League, and Steppenwolf's going to be the villain. But they're going to tease Darkseid.
Yeah, if they had to blow their wad and tease the villain of the next movie, they're going to do the same thing in Justice League.
Mm-hmm. But it's just But I do like but like I said, I do like the fact that his funeral is back home in Kansas, and like everyone is.
Yes, I just wonder how they. I just wonder how they did those funerals though. It's like, okay, we have the real Clark in Kansas, so who's in the box what did they do for that one? Did they pull a Jason Todd and just get like a dummy in the box?
Bruce Wayne just dug up Jason Todd.
It's like, there, now you can serve a purpose again.
Yeah.
It's like, you're white with dark hair. This should fool everyone.
Exactly. You're decomposed mostly.
No, that'd be how he finds out Jason's still alive when he opens the box. Like, all right, we need a double in Superman's place for that funeral. Here, I'm gonna dig up my boy Jason and put him in that box, and then he digs him up. Wait, this isn't a real body. It's a dummy. Jason's still alive.
I do like the fact that Bruce paid for the funeral.
The little details.
Yeah.
Like, just like you said, he's watching from a distance.
That is something Bruce would do.
Yeah, I look forward to the day he fakes his own death, though.
Who, Bruce?
Like in the comics.
Yeah.
I would just like to see them do that down the road and just do that in the comic, like in the movies.
Yep.
Because I thought him doing that in The Dark Knight Returns was probably one of the most clever things he's ever done.
Yep.
I'm actually thinking if they do like the post-apocalyptic thing where Superman's evil or whatever, that's where they could totally do that. Like, Bruce needs to fake his death in order to go into hiding so he can fight Superman with like a new army or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing out dumb ideas.
No, it's cool. Like, it would be interesting. And here's the thing to be like, look, we gotta be ready. Something's coming. We gotta find the others.
Well, at least they're more subtle about it here than the rest of the movie.
Right.
They're just having a conversation about it. They're not really showing us anything.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like Amanda Waller. It's like that scene with Amanda Waller and Bruce at the end of Suicide Squad. It's just they're just talking about it. They're not explicitly spelling it out for us and showing us stuff.
Right.
They're just telling us. Just tell us what you want to do.
And then we have another little memorial for Superman.
It's like, what about one for Batman? He was there too.
Yeah, but Batman didn't die. Because I'm Batman. Because I'm Batman. I do like what it says on the memoriam, though. It's like, if you seek his monument, look around you. That's nice. I like that.
Well, again, that's one of the more subtle versions of symbolism that isn't Schneider and Goyer beating you over the head with.
Right.
It's like, the majority of it is in your face. The rest, some of it is actually well done.
Right.
Because it is right. Superman represents the people.
Oh, you ready for?
Oh, dear God.
Where they're gonna transfer him to Arkham Asylum.
I actually would like them to. I'd like to see Arkham.
Oh, I'd love to see Arkham in this universe.
Like, well, more of it than we see in Suicide Squad. I would like them to, like, that would be like the perfect place to tease future villains for these movies.
Yeah.
Like, you want to tease us Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, Killer, we've ever seen Killer Croc. What am I thinking? Hell, maybe like a new version of Scarecrow. They could do all that stuff there.
Yeah. It looks cool. Where'd the other guys go?
Yeah, you want to ask yourself, how the fuck did he do this? But then you think to yourself, he's Batman, whatever.
Where does he keep that in his belt? And how does he keep it heated?
That's an excellent question. I wish I knew.
It's interesting to I don't know, does that make us party poopers that we're trying to bring logic to this?
I think it kind of is. You're going to have nitpickers left and right when it comes to movies, but...
Yeah.
All I see it as is Batman doing something I've never seen him do before, and I like it.
Yes.
It's like, what better way to leave your calling
card? What does he mean the bell? what does he mean by the bell has been rung? Like, what happened that got the attention of Darkseid?
They're probably going to explain it, but that's being optimistic about it.
Is he referring to the mother boxes?
Possibly. Although I still kind of wish he branded Lex. Like, I know he's being a little shit, and he feels like, and you feel like he's outsmarted you in some way. But you could have at least branded his ass.
Yeah. Dude, you got snot running down your nose. Wipe it away, dude. Come on.
But yeah, that's being optimistic. They're probably going to do a really poor job of explaining what Lex specifically did to get the attention of these bigger baddies.
Right.
Oh, more symbolism. We got it.
It's deep and meaningful because symbolism.
It's deep and meaningful because it's in your face.
Yeah.
You might as well bring up the concept of duality and how and all of this, the parallels between Batman and his rogues gallery or something.
Yeah.
Oh yes, she's wearing the ring because symbolism.
Symbolism! Alright. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the end of Superman. Superman will never come back in any movies.
Henry Cavill has had his run. It's all over from here.
It's all done.
Final command performance, y'all.
It's completely over, and it's like, just, whatever, but... Wait! The dirt was rising? You mean
Holy
Superman
shit!
is not dead? Okay. So,
Oh, God.
that was our commentary for Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Cut. And I'm really tired, and I still have to upload
3 hours,
this.
3 hours you and me and us are never gonna get back.
Yeah.
So I really hope it was worth it.
It was worth it. I had fun.
Oh, I was talking to the audience. I hope it was worth it to you. Like I said, that's 3 hours you're never getting back. Hope you spent it well.
Yep. Actually, we're at 2 hours, 2 hours and 57 minutes.
Holy shit, this is a long movie.
All right. Well,
A very long movie. We need to just. We'll probably do another one of these things.
eventually.
Let's hope, but not for movies this long, because this was. Oh my god.
We'll do one for Die Hard at Christmas time.
I
But
can't. No, McClane rules, man.
yeah, he does. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye. My name is Kyle.
And I'm James. Hope you enjoyed yourselves.
All right, have a good night.